Well, all right then. Her, let's do this shit again. Check it. The camera's being weird today. All right. All right then. Let's do this shit again, I guess. All right. Oh yeah, shit. I'm gonna try something first. Experiment. All right. Welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome through. Welcome to the channel where you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith, doctrine, and logic for your entertainment. But also, hopefully, to make the world a little bit better place by combating the ridiculous rise of the ridiculous Christian nationalism, which is basically a bunch of Christians with a bunch of power and a bunch of money who think they have a divine right to make other people's lives miserable by bringing back institutions like slavery and manifesting destiny. Which means conquering people. They think all this stuff is fine because they think their God lets them do it. And we here on the right side of history will not stand for these affronts against free people. So that's why we're here, and that's why we do this. We keep our voice in the ears of all those that would listen. Maybe somebody will find us reasonable and become an apostate, an escape slave, just like I am. So, enjoy. All right. Obviously, we're doing a little bit. I'm going to try this background for just a few minutes because there's money on the line here. So, Christians, show me a single fucking prophecy and I'll cash app you a 50. Anyway, I'm going to say how that works. All right. I hit 1K likes last night. Hell yeah. That's what we're talking about. We know what you meant. All right. Welcome back. Let's do this shit again. Anyway, this topic here don't get much engagement on its own, but perhaps if we throw a $50 guarantee out there, it'll make it a little different. Either way, we'll see. I'm only going to try it for a minute, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. There's already people requesting up. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring them up. Fuck it. Land in the grade.
Yeah.
There. Hey, what's up, man? Are you over 18?
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
You are. When's your birthday?
January 22nd, 2006.
What's a W-2?
World War II? What?
What is a W-2?
I don't fucking know. I'm not old.
I know, you're a fucking child. Now, you are
Shit.
a
Whoa, yeah, you're right. Lucky.
Yeah, you're a liar. Get the fuck out of here. Little lying-ass kids. What's wrong with them? Hey, Skylar, you there?
Yeah, how's it going, bro? That was funny.
up,
I
man?
like the W2 comment. That's a good pull because you wouldn't know that.
No, he can make up a legit birthday real quick, though.
Yeah, because you can just say any year, right? But
Right.
anyways, I'll get into this in a second. What's your name?
8.
Ape. Nice to meet you. I'm Skylar.
Good to meet you. You're a Christian,
And so,
right?
yeah, yes, sir, absolutely.
Cool. So you
and
want to
so-
take the challenge here and try to get you a 50?
Yeah. So you said he fills even one prophecy. Are you referring to an Old Testament prophecy or a new one?
Yeah,
'Cause,
from the
like-
Hebrew Bible. There's no new prophecies.
Well, because I was gonna kind of go the cheap route and say how he before his death, he said, "I will tear down the temple and rise in 3 days." And then whenever they were crucifying him, he said, "I could pray to my Father right now and have the 12 angels come down and save me." But then, how else would the prophecy be fulfilled? So right there, he fulfilled the
Okay,
prophecy.
well, where's their prophecy about a Messiah dying and rising on the third day?
Well, here, let's actually go to the verse I'm talking about, and then we can go backwards.
Well, I know
We'll
what
work
you're talking
backwards.
about. I'm saying that I
Okay, yeah,
already
you know
know
what I'm
there's
talking
not a
about?
prophecy about that, though.
Well, but
Yeah,
why
it's not
else
a
would he say
prophecy.
that it needs to be fulfilled?
They're just making shit up.
So he's just making stuff up in his last days.
Yeah,
Hold on, let
show
me
me
get
the
to Matthew and I'll show
prophecy.
you. I know, let me
Where's
get
the
to Matthew, I'll
prophecy?
show you. I will, I'll show you. Give me
Yeah.
1 second.
No, I mean the
So,
prophecy from the Old Testament. There's no prophecy about a
okay,
Messiah dying
so
and rising. That's
do you
made
want
up.
to go into the Old Testament then? That's fine. We can do that.
Do you know what the Hebrew Bible is?
I know what the Torah is.
It's the Hebrew Bible.
Yeah,
Well, it's
but
part of it anyway.
yeah.
That's why it says HB on the screen right here. It says in context of the Hebrew Bible.
Oh, I thought it was like a word that got cut off. Okay, so I didn't see that then. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. I've only read the New Testament and then Exodus, Leviticus, and Psalms. So I'm not too well versed in the Old Testament. But yeah, so I didn't know that was only for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you can show me any prophecy Jesus fulfills, I'd be pretty impressed.
Well,
but,
did I not just tell you one?
That's not a prophecy.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then before I continue. What can you define a prophecy to me then, just so I know we're on the same
prophecy is when God puts his words in the mouth of a prophet to convey information about things that will take place.
Okay, so like for example, if God tells Moses something and then Moses says that onto the people, and then Jesus later does what Moses said, that would be fulfilling a prophecy?
Kind of. You know, there's like a whole lot of actual prophets in the Bible, right?
Yeah. Well, I was giving an example. Like, so yes, that would count or no?
Sure.
Okay. So we're gonna go to the Old Testament because I mean, there's quite literally prophecies all over. I'm gonna stick with the books I know just because they're the books I know, right? And so, give me 1 second to scroll down. And now, if I, for example, wanted to do like Ezekiel 26:36 and kind of make it a stretch, which is like, do you want it to be written in exact writing, or can it be something that's like interpretation of a prophecy that was later completed? In context of the
prove
Hebrew
Jesus
Bible.
fulfills even one prophecy the New Testament says he does in the context of the Hebrew Bible.
Okay. So let me go to Exodus.
No degree, says Isaiah 53. That's hilarious.
What did he say?
Said Isaiah 53.
He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering. He was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. That seems like a prophecy that was fulfilled, I'll tell you what.
It might seem like one, but it's certainly not. Prophecies aren't in past tense, man.
Okay. I honestly, I can agree with that.
So you got an actual prophecy you can show us from the New Testament?
Yeah, hold on. I remember saving one. I'm going to go to my Bible app real quick. Give me 1 second.
Thank you, Godwin. I was whispering there like he was talking, but I forgot his teacup. Scholar, come on, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I have so many saved. I'm trying to scroll through them, and I just have too many saved. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I will just leave for right now because I can't find the one I have saved. And then if I can find it, I can just come back.
Yeah, go look and then come back, man. Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
yeah. And I'll let you invite somebody else up here.
Sounds good. Appreciate you. All right. Freeze. Hey, Freeze, are you there?
Christians are brainwashed people. Allah is the only one true God. Allahu Akbar.
I got blocked him in time before he got to leave. Where's his children coming from? They have a line on their profiles. Goldfish, you there? Goldfish? Goldfish, are you there? Goldfish is here on purpose. Alright, never mind. Alright, we'll give it a couple more minutes. Well, I've talked to you about Isaiah 53. You literally said words mean words and then refused to address the words. So, ha ha. No degree, that's hilarious. Anyway, if you're a Christian out there, it should be a relatively easy task to come on up here and show us a single one prophecy. That's all we're asking for. Show us one that Jesus actually fulfills. And there you got it. We'll cash app you a 50 or PayPal, whatever. For real. For real. No, he ain't coming up here. I ain't talking to that motherfucker. We've had a Isaiah 53 argument before. So he failed this a long time ago for free. No atheist can refute my argument. You've been refuted multiple times, actually. It's not even a rare occurrence. So words mean words. How hilarious is that? Well, I guess Q's going off, but nobody's actually sticking in there. Lots of accidental requests there. Let's see. It's like the algorithm's moving kind of slow today, too. Yes, they are. I defeated a Jewish rabbi in a debate on the Bible never condoning slavery last week as well. Yeah, we bet you did. That's fun. Wow. Oh, shit. That's funny. This motherfucker lives in his own little world, don't he? Damn. That's funny. Anyway, a couple more minutes. We'll leave this one up. I had a feeling this wouldn't get much engagement because Christians don't even know what they're talking about when it comes to a prophecy anyway. So I don't think it's that important, but I wanted to try this topic out. So let's wait. I should request over. Kendall, you there? Hello? Kendall? What's happened today? I'm getting tons of requests, but none of them's on purpose. Anyway. What's happening out here? You think they want $50? All we need is one little prophecy. One little prophecy. You get a whole $50. It's not working. Thank you for the heart me, Wendy. I appreciate you. What's going on with this stand? It keeps slouching. Anyway. Well, we already know they can't do that, so we'll just go to the regular one today. Figured I'd try it out, offer them money to see if they can do it. You can't do it. Isaiah 53 is not a fucking prophecy. Frankly, I can't stomach very long of talking to you. When I say very long, I mean like 5 seconds. So. What the fuck? This keeps requesting though. I think nobody will talk to him, so they're just desperate and they want to talk. Fredo Kim is a flurf. I don't know what that means. Anyway. You fucking wish. That's why. You fucking wish. Nobody wants to talk to you because you're a ridiculous, delusional dipshit. That's why. Incoherent babble. Anyway. Be a good bit of a engagement dip here. Shit. All right. Well, if you are a Christian out there and you want to prove the topic wrong, we would love to talk to you. Thanks, Lathe. I think about everybody's had enough of that guy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, who the fuck would want to talk to him? He's just a liar. Anyway, where we at here? 18 minutes. All right. Well, 2:45. 18 minutes so far. Can't even offer Christians money to show you a prophecy Jesus fulfilled. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Can't even pay them. That's wild as shit. Anyway, I guess we're gonna struggle again today. Yesterday was kind of alright. Guess we'll see though. Guess we'll see. Oh, what's up, everybody? Been on for about 15 minutes. Really still waiting on a first guest. Well, except for the one guy, but he didn't have one. The fish are fantastic. The water is clear, and they just ate a big old meal right before I jumped on the live. So they're doing good. Yeah, the algorithm is slow as shit today. It's not moving at all hardly compared to yesterday. I had 3 times as many people come through yesterday. Wonder what the difference is. Anyway, I don't know. Alright, we got a couple people in the box here. Jumped in. One was gone already, I think. Nope. Hey, Romans, you there?
Hello, how are you this afternoon?
Doing all right. How are you? Are you a Christian?
I am, dude, but you got like 54 people up here that can tease me when I inevitably mess up.
Right, right. Yeah, so what you want to talk about in the prompt here, man?
Yeah, sure. I suppose I got to prove you wrong that God and Jesus are monsters. Yeah, do you think that there's like when it comes to the afterlife in the different world religions, do you think that the Christian afterlife is like sought after and compared?
Oh, don't even know what that means.
Like is eternal life with your creator in like a place of no sin and misery, everlasting? Is that like a good end of a living thing in compared to what other world views provide? Like atheism would say annihilation.
That's all a matter of
true.
opinion.
Yeah, so like I mean, there's no objective like way to discern like what is the better afterlife.
Well, I mean, I don't know why we're talking about an afterlife. I don't get it. What does that have to do with God and Jesus being monsters?
Well, because if it's the best afterlife and like the profession of the Christian ethic is like you get that if you love Jesus, then like that can't be monstrous. I don't think. No.
Well, it can be, sure. He's destroying everybody else. He's torturing them for eternity.
Well, he's just destroying those. He's not. Well, first off, he's not destroying anyone. He's turning his face from those who don't want to be with him in that afterlife. That's what they
uses
want.
The word
that
destroy.
Can't be
It
monstrous.
says he's destroying them. It says they're destroyed.
In spirit, that's right, because they're separate from God, right?
Right, because you didn't return love.
Well, you actually, it's not just that. It's like you turn your nose up at like the best possible thing in existence.
Exactly. So if you like read the Bible and you're against like slavery and having innocent children killed and innocent women raped, then you go to hell and get tortured for eternity because you didn't love Jesus.
So that's like do you believe that like modern day Christians co-sign that stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
100%.
But no. Like I'm asking, like, do you think the church holds to that? You think the church is like co-signing and okaying like slavery and unalivement of innocent children?
Do they co-sign and sign okay the Bible?
Sorry, do they say okay to the Bible? Yeah. Well, they did. Yeah, in like
the Bible's
393.
100% pro-slavery. So yeah.
Well, so the Bible talks about in the Old Testament, which is I think what you're referring to, about how to. There are one or two verses in the New Testament. That's right. But it's giving you like guidelines on how you should interact in those situations. And when you compare that to how any other given culture in the region is doing it at the time, obviously there's a lot betterment if you were to listen to the Bible opposed to those other worldviews.
That's not true.
Well, can you explain to me how that's not objectively true?
Yeah, because there's other Near Eastern law codes that are even older than the Hebrew Bible that had more humanitarian slave laws than the Bible does. Far better.
Right.
Twice as good, in fact.
Yeah, okay, so maybe I'm not like explaining myself very well. I need to know how like you like ground your ethics at all. Do you believe like everything's subjective, or do we think that there are objective truths?
It depends on what you mean by objective. So you can say murder is objectively wrong, but saying someone's guilty of that becomes a little more subjective. But you can say since murder is defined as unjust killing, you can say that's 100% objectively wrong. But you have to decipher, when someone actually does it, if it's murder or not. That's a different.
Why is it objectively wrong aside from definition?
Do what?
Why is it objectively wrong aside from just like restating the definition?
It's not. I'm just saying the definition is objective.
All right. So are you going to say that you don't have a way to discern objective truth, but then also make judgment on the Christian ethic? Being untrue objectively and unjust objectively?
Do you think owning people as property and beating them is objectively wrong?
Do you think with no ethical framework to justify your subjective ethics, you can judge another group of people?
I have a framework, and I can compare
I know,
your
it's
book
just
to
how
its
you
own
feel right
framework,
now.
and it doesn't even pass that. Yeah.
But no, the framework of the book
I feel
is
like
objective.
slavery's evil, don't you?
Right, you do right now. You do right now.
And I always have.
You're not locked into that forever, though.
Yes, I am.
Is the problem. Because it's not objective, it's a subjective ethical framework.
Okay, well, prove to me that slavery is great.
You can feel that until the cows come home, but it doesn't mean that it's objective.
Are you going to actually engage in the conversation, or?
Yeah, well, it's a presuppositional argument.
What do you think of slavery
prior to the
Christian?
Conversation.
Okay.
Yeah,
so far we're not having much of a conversation.
No.
You just keep saying stuff at me.
I think the Deuterocanon is a secondary canon for a particular people at a particular time. I think that Christ, when it came to the adulterous woman, said, "He who hath no sin, cast the first stone." That's how I feel about it. Now that that's the case, how do you objectively make any claims, ethically speaking or morally speaking, about the Bible or those who follow the Bible when you yourself have a code of ethics that is subjective?
I compare them to actual reality and harm.
Right. So the harm principle.
So when God has innocent children killed, that's objectively wrong, isn't it?
Well, is it though? Because what if there's somebody out there who absolutely adores being a slave?
All right, you're gonna have to.
What if there's people out there who want?
Oh, get out of here! You're being silly. We're gonna move on and have an actual conversation here somewhere. Hopefully, let's see. Anyway. Yeah, one second. Oops. Hey, Pink, you there? Pink squirrel.
I'm gonna go roll up while you talk to him. I'll be back.
All right. Go ahead, Skylar.
Okay, never mind. So the one I was thinking of was Isaiah 53, but you said you didn't want to speak about it. So, I mean, that's totally fine. We can just...
I'll talk to you about it. Well, I said I wasn't speaking
to... I mean, it's fine. I found
agree about it. I've already talked to him about it.
Exactly. And so I know you won't agree with it. And so I want to bring up one that maybe... Have you read the entire Bible before? Can I ask you that question?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to say maybe I brought up one you haven't heard, but I'm sure you've heard this if you read the whole thing. So where we're going to go is we're going to go to Psalms into the Old Testament. We're going to go to Psalms. Let me see. I have it on my phone, not my...
Is it 22 by chance?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, wow. How did I know that?
Well, because there's not very many that prophesy.
There's a shitload, but Christians never know them.
Okay.
Anyway, what makes this a prophecy here? Why do you think this is a prophecy about Jesus?
Give me 1 second, sir. I'm pulling it up on my computer so I can read while I talk to you instead of having to go back and forth.
So,
22. Okay. So the way I mean, this is it's pretty clear as to why it's a prophecy, right? So if you scroll down through the verses, we'll come all the way down to verse 17. It says, "All my bones are on display. People stare and gloat over me." Or no, I'm sorry, we'll go to 16. So the one right before that. "Dogs surround me. A pack of villains encircle me. They pierce my hands and my feet." Jesus' hands and his feet were both pierced. "All my bones are on display. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among them and cast lots for my garment." So all of those things that happened, right? His hands and his feet were pierced. Before they put him on the cross, they casted his garments just as he said, right? And then if you scroll to how this book opens, it opens with, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Which is literally what Jesus says as he was on the cross. So he was referencing this prophecy.
So God forsook Jesus.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
God forsake Jesus, didn't he? He abandoned him.
He didn't abandon him. He said, "Let your will be done."
Oh,
so that's
so
why
he didn't fulfill that, did he?
I mean, he fulfilled the prophecy.
That didn't take long.
Just how it starts.
All right, let's go on down to 16, since the first verse didn't take long to debunk.
Well, I mean, but that's his way of
16?
connecting it to this verse.
All right, mine says, "For dogs are all around me, a company of evildoers encircles me. They bound my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones, and they stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among themselves, and for my clothing they cast lots." How come my version doesn't say pierced?
I would say, may I ask what translation you're reading?
I'm reading the NRSV UE.
What is that? I'm in NIV. I do NIV and KJV. Which one is? What are you in?
This is hold on, let me get I'll tell you what I'll do actually. Let's go straight to the source.
The Hebrew Bible?
Yep. I'm gonna go straight to the codex.
Let's go. And then while you go there, I'm gonna read a little bit down as well, because I think it keeps going, okay?
Well, you don't gotta keep reading. We'll get to this one.
Okay, I'll wait then. That's fine.
All right, dogs surround me, a pack of evil ones closes in on me. Like lions, they maul my hands and my feet. So far, we've read 3 different versions, and none of them have said the same thing.
Which
What do you think that is?
Can I pull up
this? This isn't a translation. This is the Hebrew.
Well, yeah, but it has to be. I mean, you don't speak Hebrew, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
Well, I don't really speak it. I can read it. But.
Well, yeah. You know how to read. Okay.
Yeah, so it never actually says pierced anywhere in here. That's a lie that modern versions of the Bible implement as a matter of tradition, so they don't look like complete assholes.
Okay. So, I mean,
not to mention who is talking here. This is a first person.
So this is Solomon writing a
when
letter
it says
to the
dogs.
priest.
When it says dogs encircle me, and they surround me, and for my clothing they cast lots. Who's the me and the my there?
Solomon is writing a letter to a church.
It's David, and it's not to a church.
Or yeah. It says for the director of the moon to the. Oh, I don't know what I just read. Then I read one, and it said at the top. You know how it says at the top, like what it's about before you read all of it. I swear it said this is a letter, but I think that was the other one I was reading.
Well, it's a lament of David. It's not even a prophecy. This is David talking to God, not God talking through David.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess
so. This can't be a prophecy as it's written in first person from David to God.
But God doesn't. So you think God doesn't speak through people?
Yeah, he does. There's actually prophecies.
Ezekiel 26.
That's why earlier when you said there's not many prophecies, I said no, there's a shitload. Christians just never know what they are.
But you just discredited it and said because it's in first person, it's not a prophecy. But God speaks in first person. If you go to Ezekiel 26, he speaks to all of his people in first person.
Who's he speaking through in Ezekiel?
But Ezekiel says, "I will do this. I will do this, and I will do this."
That's Ezekiel talking with God's words. This is David talking to God with his words.
This is David talking to God with his words. But where do you think the words came from? I think it could be from God.
David's word. No.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I'm just gonna point out the other one. I just want to see. We can agree on whatever, right? I'm just gonna keep moving on because I didn't get to finish reading what I wanted to read, right? And so we left off on where 18. They divide my clothes among and cast.
Dude, this isn't a prophecy. We don't need to keep reading it.
Okay. I mean,
it's a lament of David, not a prophecy. It has nothing to do with Jesus, and it doesn't even say pierce. So you're not even reading a proper translation. You're reading literally a lie. They lied about the translation. Doesn't say much for Christians that they have to lie in the Bible to make it sound like it's true. I mean, it's utterly despicable.
Well, who's lying?
The translators.
Okay, I was like, I didn't lie. I'm reading what is in front of me.
Well, I'm saying the people who wrote the Bible, they translated. They're liars. Okay. That's why they're changing the words of the Bible. They're trying to make it make sense to Christians so they don't look like assholes. But they are assholes because we know they're changing it. It doesn't say that. Without lies, religion dies. Okay. Especially Christianity.
So if you keep reading down, right, this is the other thing I saw as a connection to Jesus, right? It says, I will declare your name to my people. So he's no longer talking in first person. I will declare your name to my people. In the assembly, I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him. All you descendants of Jacob, Jesus is a descendant of Jacob, honor him, revere him, all your descendants of Israel. So he's saying all the descendants of Israel honor the seed of Jacob, and Jesus is a descendant of Jacob. And then it also goes.
Oh wow! So Jesus and literally every other Israelite who's a descendant of Jacob.
1 second.
Fulfilled this. Then
I have one more verse. One more verse. Go. I'm sorry. One more verse. For he has not.
I guess you didn't hear me when I said don't worry about those.
Well, but I mean, we can't just throw away some scripture but accept others. If you accept scripture, you have to accept all of it. Just as if you break one of the laws, you've broken all of the law, right? If you want to read scripture, you have to take in all of it. No. That's not right?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm not going to argue with you about that. Anyways, we'll keep going. And it says, for he has not despised or scorned the suffering of the afflicted one. He has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help. And Jesus cried for help, and he is the afflicted one.
Oh, so God come and helped him, or did he die?
He didn't come and help him because it had to be done.
I know. So it's weird that you keep saying these are prophecies, but you know Jesus didn't fulfill it.
But he did, because before Jesus was crucified, what was the first thing we spoke about? He said, if I wanted to pray to my Father, he could send down the 12 angels of heaven and they will save me.
That's not a prophecy. It has nothing to do with a prophecy.
Did I say that was a prophecy? But
it's just ridiculous.
After that, he said, but then how else would the scripture be fulfilled? That is what he said. But
there
then
is
how
nothing
else
to fulfill. There's no scripture about that to fulfill.
So why would Jesus say that?
Lying again.
So you're calling Jesus a liar?
Yeah, Jesus is definitely a liar. So is God.
Okay, so I don't even know.
I'm going to show you where they lie?
I mean, go for it. You can try and show me how.
Well, I'm
always open to see.
Because they lie. It says it.
Let me see.
I will. What do you think? What does it say about God if I show you he's a liar?
Sorry, what did you say? You were talking to me?
Yeah, so what does it say about God if I show you he's a liar?
Well, he's not.
Well, he is. If I can show you he's a liar, he is a liar, isn't he?
Well, show me. Let me see before I speak.
That's why I'm asking you. What will it say about God if I can show you he's a liar?
I don't put bounds on God. I don't know, but let me read and then see.
All right. 1 Kings chapter 22, and it says, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets, and the Lord has
wait, hold on.
disaster
I'm sorry. Can I read it as well? Could you tell me
1 Kings 22.
Okay, thank you. You can keep going.
Yeah, that's it. It says the Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets, so God was lying through the prophets.
Okay, 1 second. 1 Kings verse 2.
Yeah.
I like to stay as close to scripture as possible. And then what translation is that one? Is that in the old Hebrew Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 Kings, I'm here now. Okay. What verse in 1 Kings 2?
19 through 20.
And then can you tell us the context behind it? Because you always have to look at context. You got to look past just one verse.
Yeah, God's so stupid he can't figure out how to kill a king here, so he needs ideas. So that he has like a meeting in heaven where a bunch of spirits are like giving him ideas on how to get the king killed. And finally a spirit pipes up and he goes, hey, I know. And God's like, what do you know? And he's like, hey, we can just lie to the guy. And God's like, I love that. Go do it. So that's the context.
Okay, so I just read 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 19, and I read a different thing than what you just said. I don't know if I'm in the wrong book.
1 Kings 22.
22. Okay, that's why. I was going to say, I didn't read what you just said. Okay, give me 1 second. But no, God can absolutely defeat wars. I don't know why you think he can't. I mean, what about Josephus? And three armies marching. 3 armies were marching against.
Josephus lost the war.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying he was a part of the 3 armies. 3 armies marched against a king,
and he still lost. He was the Jew that lost.
Well, yeah, he was the dude that lost, but he's the only king I remember the name of, and so that's why I bring it up so you know which story I'm talking about.
Josephus wasn't a king.
Was he not the head of one of the 3 armies?
No. He was a general in the army during the siege of Jerusalem, but he wasn't no king.
My apologies, I misspoke. So yes, 3 armies went against him, and it says that was God's work. I literally said it to my war, and he fought it for them. So just that statement right there saying he can't fight a war is incorrect by that story, by another story I just provided you alone.
don't make any sense. But anyway,
You said he can't win a war. You said he can't win a war, and I just showed you a case of him winning a war. What do you mean?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Okay, whatever, it's fine. We're at 1 Kings chapter 22, or 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 19 says, Micah continued, therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the multitudes of heaven standing around him on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth, Gilead, and going to his death there? Where is he lying? This isn't even about like...
Keep going.
Keep going? Okay. One suggested this, and another that. Finally a spirit came forward, stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him. By what means? The Lord asked. I will go out and be a deceiving spirit in the mouths of all his prophets, he said. You will succeed in enticing them, said the Lord. Go and do it. And now the Lord put a deceiving spirit in the mouths of all these prophets of yours. So that deceiving spirit could literally be saying that's not God lying. How is God the one speaking?
It literally says lying.
So with but he's not the Lord is
a lie a deception.
Spirit. The Lord is not
a deception.
A lie is a deception, absolutely. But the Lord is not
God
the one
is lying.
saying it.
He put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophet so he can entice Ahab to battle, so he could kill him because he couldn't think of any other way to do it.
So if you look up, that's not the Lord. The Lord.
It is the Lord. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all of these your prophet. The Lord has decreed disaster to you. Verse 23.
He put a lying spirit into them. He is not the lying spirit.
So
that's what I'm trying to say.
If he put a lie there, he is the one that is lying. He put the lie there.
No, yeah, he put the lying spirit there. That's like saying like that. What are you talking about? He put the lying spirit there. That doesn't make him the lying spirit.
Who made the lie? Who made the liar spirit?
God made everything.
Okay, well, God made the lying spirit. God put the lie there. God was the liar. This should be elementary logic here.
I mean, God was not the liar. Just because God created
God
something.
God is the liar. It says, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophet.
Yes, a lying spirit. He is not the lying spirit. It does not say God is the lying spirit that is in the mouth of the prophets. It says he
lied through the prophets. That's what God does.
I mean, but it doesn't say God is speaking to them. It says he put a spirit in them.
Yes, it does.
You're changing it. He said it literally says.
No, you're changing it. You're trying to take the blame away from God when God is the one who put the lie there. God put the lie in the mouth of the prophet. Literally says it straight up.
I didn't deny that. He did put it there. But what I'm saying is
you are denying that. You're denying it right now by trying to say God didn't lie, but it just put the lie there. He wasn't the one who lied. He just allowed the lie and made the lie happen and made the spirit that lied. But he didn't actually lie. He just did all the stuff that made the lie, right?
Yeah, I'm saying he created it, he put it there, but he is not the lying spirit. That
anything to take
we don't know what that
off
lying
God,
spirit is. All right, I'll show you Ezekiel 14:9. Hold on, let's go to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Yeah.
It's in Ezekiel 14:9.
Okay. All right, we'll go to 7. We don't have to go all the way down to 14. Then we'll read down to 14, okay? Let me know when you're ready.
It says, if a prophet is deceived and speaks a word, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet.
Well, no, that's why we have to go
against him and will destroy him from the midst of people in Israel.
I said start at 7. I said start at 7. Start at 7 and go down.
Oh. For any of those who house of Israel or aliens who reside in Israel who separate themselves from me, taking their idols into their hearts and placing their iniquity as a stumbling block before them, and yet come to a prophet to inquire of me by him, I, the Lord, will answer them myself. I will set my face against them. I will make them a sign and a byword, and cut them off from the midst of my people, and you shall know that I am the Lord. If a prophet is deceived and speaks a word, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. And I will stretch out my hand against him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people, Israel.
There we go. If the prophet lies, he will reach out his hand and destroy them.
Wow.
Because he
all right, let me read it again. Listen real close this time, okay? If a prophet is deceived and speaks a word, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet.
And I will stretch out my hand against him and destroy him from among my people of Israel.
You think that makes him look better?
I guess so.
All right.
I mean, I don't know.
Thanks for coming up, dude, but you are one delusional motherfucker. Holy shit. Wow. Talk about some cult mentality. Jeez. Anyway, let's see. Wow. Yeah, the simplest and most basic of logic just escapes them, sadly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what God does. Yeah, God uses people and then punishes them for having been used in horrific manners. And that's the God we're dealing with here. That's the God Christians think are loving and just for some bizarre reason, I suspect, because they've never read it. Oh, I see. Mac's the only one left. Shit. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. All right, accused. I tried to bring you up, man. I don't know what happened. All right. Well, there was a shitload of people in the queue, but nobody waited around, so we'll have to start over then, won't we? He said, yeah, that makes him look better. Damn. Oh, they crazy out here, y'all. Cray. Excuse me. All right. Well, if you're a Christian out there, hey, Lynn, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
No. No.
I got you. We're just looking for debates, man. Looking to talk to some Christians.
Well, sorry, can't help you out there.
Oh, no worries. All right, let's try. James will come up. James, what are you doing? You keep requesting and I'll bring you up and you never actually appear. What is happening? What? Jesus is the only way. God, I feel sorry for y'all. So fucking sad. So fucking sad that some humans out there, especially grown adults, need this damned sick ass book to tell them how to think. I don't know, what is a Christian's gonna get thinking? Sure. Let's see, Christ-like Radio, you there?
Hello? Yes. Well, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, what's up, man? I guess you're a Christian, huh?
Yep.
Awesome. So, what you want to talk about on the topic here, man?
Yeah, so the promises God and Jesus you say, monster. So that means they are currently monsters.
Yeah.
So they are real, but only mean that they are monsters.
They're monsters. They're bad. They're evil.
And they're real.
Yeah, real as fuck. Just evil as shit. Yeah.
I see. So how did you come to that conclusion?
I read the Bible.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree. I disagree.
You disagree? I read the Bible?
Yeah.
Why would you disagree with that?
Because you can't read the Bible and come up with this.
I'm sure you can. It's like in Luke chapter 19, Jesus says, if any will not accept my rule over them, bring them here and slaughter them in my presence. He calls a Canaanite woman a dog. He chastises the Pharisees in Matthew 15 for not putting their bad-mouthed children to death like the law of God done told them to. So I can absolutely get there from the Bible.
Yeah, you said Jesus said what? The first statement you made.
Luke chapter 19, he says, if anybody will not accept my rule over them, bring them here and slaughter them in my presence.
Yeah. Could you read that for me?
I just quoted it for you. Did you not hear me?
Right. Jesus said in Luke what? Chapter what?
Luke chapter 19, verse 27. It says, but as for these enemies of mine who did not want me to rule over them, bring them here and slaughter them in my presence.
Hold on. Luke chapter 19, you say verse 21.
Verse 27.
Right, so you basically what you're doing is just reading a couple of words. But that's why I say you can't read the Bible and come up with that, because we all know
I can't
that.
read. I just read it from the Bible. It says, if any of these enemies of mine don't want me to rule over them, then slaughter them in my presence.
Yeah, but Jesus also said to cut off your hand if your hand offend you, pluck out your eyes if your eyes offend you. But he's not telling you to literally do that.
You know what else he says? He says, if any of these enemies of mine won't accept my rule over them, slaughter them right in my presence.
Yeah, you get the. I feel there's a couple of things happening here. I'm sure you're not reading the King James version.
No, that's a garbage translation.
Exactly my point.
Exactly.
So, because a lot of scholars and Bible thumpers, they hate the King James version. You know why? Because the King James version would show their inconsistencies.
So the King James Version says, but those enemies of mine which would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. So the King James says the same fucking thing.
As I said again, you're just reading a few words.
All right, well, you said the King James, I was scared of it, so I read it to you. It says the same thing. So what do you got to say now?
Yeah, but what was Jesus talking about? What was he talking about?
He's talking about slaying enemies in his presence that won't accept his rule over them. It's pretty clear.
Like, hold on, give me a sec.
Gotta get rid of it real quick, I guess. Hey, Benita, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Cool. So what you want to talk about on the topic here?
Well, I kind of just want to start off with, why do you believe this is so?
I think they're monsters because they're pro-slavery and they kill innocent kids and have innocent women raped, stuff like that.
So, do you not adhere to the concept of sin?
What does that have to do with God and Jesus being pro-slavery?
Well, I feel like as humans, we make those choices, not them.
Well, God says you can make that choice favorably in the Bible.
You said God said what?
You can make that choice favorably. He allows you to own slaves in the Bible.
That's one thing that I personally haven't really read on or necessarily touched on when it came to the Bible, so I personally can't speak on it quite too much. But just speaking in a general consensus, I just feel like as humans, a vast majority of the stuff that happens in the world is due to our own choice and our own actions.
Well,
So,
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about God and Jesus.
okay, so
I'm
outside
talking
of,
about
okay,
their actions specifically. Like when God has children set on fire for things they didn't do, I call that absolutely evil.
so, okay, let's just say hypothetically you believed in a world where like those kids or those children were to go to heaven afterwards, would you, because okay, let's just say this, right? One thing that is guaranteed for all of us is death, right or wrong, regardless of how it happens. One thing that's guaranteed is death, no matter what view you take on. So what really, to me, what technically actually matters is not the temporary lifestyle, because like I said, anybody could tell you right now they're gonna die. It doesn't matter if you're atheist or Hindu, it doesn't matter what you are. So what after that is where the conclusion we all try to draw to, like, okay, what happens after? Because nobody genuinely knows what happens
I'm
after,
not
right?
worried about what happened after. I'm worried about God setting children on fire.
Yeah, okay, so that's, you can't fix that you can't dwell on the past, right? So
I
regardless,
can. I can hold people accountable for setting children on fire, just like I do this God.
so okay, let's just say this: you had the opportunity to speak to God, and He told you there was a good reason for that, or He had better
Yeah, give me a good
meanings or
reason
better.
why you set innocent children on fire. I'll wait, God.
I'm not God, so
I know. Are you a human with any sort of morality at all?
indeed I am. But
Okay, so
morality
why
from the
aren't you
Bible.
outraged when God sets innocent children on fire?
Well, my thing is that I would have to further educate myself on that. I'm not. I can't personally be like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Now let's just say in a general stance, and if it's just that, okay, yeah, God set children on fire, I would have to further know the context of the situation, to
What
be honest.
context would help you out in understanding why God set innocent children on fire? What kind of context makes that okay?
Well, I'm not God, so I can't doubt what his reasonings are. So
Well,
that's
tell
kind
us
of,
what your reasons are for thinking it's okay. You don't have to answer us from God's aspect, but you worship this God.
well,
And
if
you
he's
can read
all
the same
knowing,
book that we're reading. It says he sets
yeah.
innocent children on fire.
Well,
So, I mean,
if he's all knowing, he knows that there's something better or something more plausible for that sense than that. That's kind of how
right,
I
right,
feel.
right. But I'm asking
So
you,
you,
as a person
uh-huh.
with morality, why aren't you outraged that we're reading a passage where innocent children are being set on fire by this God?
Okay, would you like to read the passage to me?
Sure. All right. And the one who is taken as having the devoted things shall be burned with fire, together with all that he has, for having transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and for having done an egregious thing in Israel. So this is God's order that the one having taken the devoted things and all he has be burned with fire,
And
which is
what
what they
verse?
do to him and his children.
I swear I got my Bible somewhere. What verse is that?
It's Joshua 7,
Joshua
verse
7.
15.
Hold on, I have my Bible right now too. because not to be rude, but I can't necessarily fully understand it with your accent. What you reading?
No worries.
You said Joshua 7. Okay. I don't think Joshua. Okay, there we go. 15. Sorry, I'm almost to it. Okay, you said Joshua. You said 7. Okay, what verse?
Verse 15.
Verse 15. Okay. I'm trying to comprehend what does it mean by caught with the devoted things.
He took a robe that was devoted to God in the previous chapter. Anything that's devoted to God belongs to God. So if you take something that belongs to God, then you will become what's then banned. So that's what's happened here. Achan takes a robe and some like gold and silver, and he hides it under his tent. And they find the guy and they make him confess. And then him, along with his sons and his daughters, are set on fire for this. And all that he has, including animals.
So and correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I'm not going to just sit here in silence to try and read the whole thing, but I am going to further read it on my own time. But in a synopsis, what you just said, just to make sure I heard what you said correctly, is that due to them taking something that didn't belong to them, the consequence was that everything is on fire.
Yeah.
So what I'm gathering, and which I would have to further read to preface, is that there's a consequence to their action.
Yeah.
Saying
God decided that the consequence for this guy taking a robe was that him and his children and all his animals be set on fire. So one man steals a robe. God orders him and his entire family and everything he owns set on fire. And they do it. They burn them.
I guess to that extent, do I comprehend? No, not at all. But if someone were to come in my own home and steal something that belongs to me, whether it's a robe or a shoe, there will be a consequence to their action. But
right, you'll burn whoever did it and their children with them, won't you?
I didn't say. I legit just said I don't comprehend to that extent. Him himself,
because that's beyond evil to burn children alive just because their dad stole something.
So that's what I mean by I would have to read further, because
right.
To me you automatically have the bias view of it. So I would have to further.
A biased view?
Yeah,
I'm biased toward innocent children being set on fire is evil. I am biased toward that.
Yeah. Of course, anybody would be. Let's be realistic.
Not anybody. Most Christians don't seem to give a flying fuck about this.
Well, I would have to use some of my free time and not take up your time.
I have no idea why Christianity doesn't just collapse on top of itself when you read verse after verse of God having innocent women raped and innocent children killed. You would think it would end right there, but it don't. Because it turns out people don't actually give a fuck.
Well,
they just want to be the good little slaves that they're commanded to be, so they get to go to heaven.
So let's just say we drop the whole Christianity thing. Do you think the world should just be able to? How do you think the world should operate? I'm not saying that you're supposed to take.
I think we should operate on an actual sense of justice. If you're the one who took the robe, you should be punished accordingly for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't mean being set on fire, but it certainly doesn't mean your kids should be burned with it.
Yes.
This is the evil world that God sets up here. This is God being evil as fuck, which is his thing.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying we're dropping the whole Christianity thing. I'm trying to comprehend what view or what would you take on, because even in that same sense, your morality is subjective. It could change at any given point of time.
Sure. But my
So
morality is, it has nothing to do with setting innocent children on fire. That's for damn sure.
Well, then how do you base, I'm not, obviously you don't base it off of that, but how do you base your sense of morality? Because at some point, let's just say that was a normal. What if that was a norm? You would say, no, that I grew up like that. That's the same difference of how some people grow up in a racist household and they're like, well, to me, this is okay because I grew up this way. Well, you guys look crazy because you guys don't believe this, right? So where do you base your sense of morality from? Other than people's
I
opinions.
get a bunch of mine just from how I feel and learning from history. Actual standards of like harm.
Yeah,
erosion
but
of freedoms, personal
that
freedoms.
Of course had to develop over time. It still took
right.
Slavery is still a thing up until recently. Technically, slavery was just barely abolished. Like it was within my grandma's lifetime when it was abolished, and no longer a thing. So at some point it was viewed as okay, and that was subjective, meaning it changed over time. But do you not see the problem within that? Like there's no actual construct to come from.
You don't see the problem?
In your
slavery
view,
existed because of the Bible, and Christians finally decided that even though the Bible says it's okay, this is not okay. So Christians themselves moved past the Bible to say, fuck God, we do not allow these atrocities anymore. We'll fight a war over it. And they did. And they won. The bloodiest war in this country's history was fought over slavery because a bunch of Christians wanted to keep their slaves because God said they could.
Well, I'm gonna have to do some more reading in my Bible to further argue or further discuss. But I do appreciate you, bringing these to my attention so I can look into these things and further educate myself as well. So
if you look into them and you want to talk about it some more, come back.
Okay, for sure. I'll follow you and do my research more so I can further discuss with you. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you coming up. All right. Lewis, you're not loading in for some reason if you're still there, so. Oh, shit. I forgot about Christ. If he's still here. Oh, sorry, man. I forgot about you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but just before I go back to my point, you were incorrect with Achan. Achan didn't take a garment from God.
Yes, he did.
Achan, no. That's why I asked you, when you read, do you just read one scripture? Because what happened?
I read what it says. It says he took a mantle and a bar of gold and some silver. So that's what it is.
Right. So they went up to, I think it was the Amalekites. And they were asked to destroy
the city
everything.
of Ai then.
And he took a garment and gold and silver and hid it in his tent. And when they went up to fight, I can't remember the name of the other army, they lost. And Joshua went on his face and cried to God and asked God, what happened? Because
yes, thank you. I know what happened in the story. We don't need a recap. I appreciate it, though.
No, but I'm telling you, it's context. So
I know the context.
No,
That's what
Achan
I
didn't
said
take.
happened. I said Achan took it. So they
Yeah, but
set him and his
no,
kids on fire, which is
no.
what
You said
happened.
Achan. You said Achan took a garment from God. That's incorrect.
He did. That's what a
That's
mantle is. It's the robe.
no. He took it from the army that they went up to fight.
That was God's. It was haram. It was set aside for God. He took that from God. It belonged to God.
Okay, as I say, it's incorrect. But when you go back to Luke,
It's not incorrect.
could you
Anyway,
read?
what do
Could
you want to talk
you
about with Luke?
right? So the scripture that you told me, could you read Luke 19:12?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, so he said, a nobleman went to a distant region to
Wait, wait, wait,
receive
wait, wait, wait,
royal
wait, wait,
power
wait,
for
wait.
himself and
Hold
then
up, hold up,
return.
hold up. Wait, wait. Just those first lines.
You're saying read verse 12?
Just the first couple of lines.
Yeah, so he said, a nobleman went into a distant region to receive royal power for himself and then
Thank
return.
you.
That's verse
That's
12.
all I need. So you understand the context? Jesus wasn't talking about him. He said a
He is talking
nobleman.
about him.
No. He was speaking about a nobleman. And
I
if when
know
you
it's a
go,
parable, a reciprocal parable. That means it's about him.
it's not about him.
It is about him.
So that's what I asked. I don't know if I don't know if you ask Google to give you the most
I don't need Google. I
inhumane.
can read the book.
No, what I'm saying, I don't know if you ask Google to give you the most inhumane scriptures and you just write them down. I don't know. But when you read the Bible, you have to read the Bible in
So you're saying
context.
this is an inhumane scripture?
According to you.
Oh, well, you called it inhumane, not me.
No, well, if you're looking for something, you're going to find it.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
easy to find
understand?
in the Bible, coincidentally. You know what you can't find? Murder and rape and Dr. Seuss. If you
Yeah,
look for it
but
there, you're not going to find it, are you?
so the scripture where Jesus gave himself for mankind, what's that?
I'm talking about Luke 19, man.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Bible. So the
Yeah.
scripture where Jesus sacrificed his own life for my sin and
He
for
don't
your sin.
sacrifice his own life. He's executed for crimes. And Christians call it a sacrifice.
Yeah, the Bible doesn't say that. That's why I asked you if you ever read the Bible.
Yeah, I have read it.
Yeah, the Bible didn't say that.
Yeah, it did.
No, could you give me a scripture
Scripture for what?
where he was sacrificed for crimes?
Yeah, it says he was
What?
charged with blasphemy and sedition. Those are crimes.
No, he didn't blaspheme. How you could blaspheme your own self?
What? He wasn't going to stone himself, or he didn't charge himself with blasphemy, did he?
But you can't blaspheme. Could you blaspheme your own self? He's God.
I have no idea what that question's even supposed to kind of start to mean.
Because he's
What?
God.
He's not
So,
God.
so how could you blaspheme God when you are God?
He's not God. That's ridiculous.
So who is he?
He's a dude in the first century who was so deluded, he thought he was the son of God and thought the world was about to end when it clearly didn't.
Jesus didn't thought he was anything. He is the Son of God.
A son of God, he claimed to be. He never said he was God. That's ridiculous.
He said, I and my Father are one.
So,
But but
doesn't
but
mean
but
he's God.
but
He
regardless,
also
he
tells the
didn't.
disciples in John 17 they can be one with the Father the same way that he is one with the Father. So he's definitely not talking about being God because he says the disciples can do that too.
Yeah, but regardless,
Let's see.
Jesus didn't commit any crimes.
All right. Well, anything else?
Well, that might be it for now.
Nah. Appreciate it. I have no idea what that was. Anyway. Keep fill back up. They never wait around for more than a few minutes, though. Oh, here's Lewis back. Let's try Lewis. Hey, Lewis, you there?
Hey, bro.
How you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah, are you a Christian?
What's up, man?
I got lag, so two people
Just give me like 2 seconds. I'm just about to get in my car. Hold on.
About to drive?
I'm not going to be driving. I just got aircon in the car, so I wanted to sit in the car. That's why.
Oh, I got you.
I needed the aircon, you know?
Are you a Christian, Entropy?
No.
We're just looking for debates, man. Just trying.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, guys. So that's why I come up.
All right,
That's
cool,
what come
man.
up.
So what you want to talk about on the topic here?
So a minute ago, I saw you. I think you were talking to a guy about. You were talking about Jesus and God being monsters, and you were referring to Old Testament passages. I'm not sure exactly which one you brought up, but one about God burning children, and obviously we can look at that from an outside perspective, and we know that's wrong. Like it is It's disgusting to see these things. But I want you to understand something, right? When we read the Old Testament, there are many times where we will see God using and accessing judgment on nations and on groups of people. And we then have to understand what these groups of people were doing at these times and how they were behaving morally, right? They were...
Yeah, so we're talking about people that we know was innocent in the passage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let me finish, because
like a baby didn't do anything. A baby didn't get judgment passed on them for things they did.
I understand that completely.
Okay.
Now, biblically speaking, from God's perspective, right? If I grow up in a society that is sick and twisted, God, by allowing me to die as a baby, right, is saving me from being corrupted by the society that has been formed by the corrupted morality. Do you understand my point?
So your point is God murdered the babies to help them out.
He didn't murder the babies to help them out. He is using judgment, and also when we have to read these things, we have to understand that
what judgment did he pass on a baby?
What judgment did he pass on a baby?
Yeah, what were they judged for?
What do you mean? Like,
I'm asking you what you mean. You're saying he passed judgment on a baby. What did he judge him for?
So he's not judging the baby. That's not what he's doing. So
he's not passing judgment, like you said.
So he is judging the group of people at that time for what they're doing culturally, and those innocent children that are now being killed. A lot of these times, what we have to understand, right, is these nations weren't just killing, they weren't just being corrupted, they were actually sacrificing children. One of the things these people were doing, they actually used to sacrifice children to false gods. This is some of the things that
God got mad that they were sacrificing them to other gods and not to him. You're right.
I don't, and I also want to say, like, I don't quite understand what you may have like had previously with regards to churches and your relationship with God, but I do want to let you know, truly, Jesus does love you, bro, and there's a reason you're doing these lives.
Don't make me puke, man.
And seriously, before you drop me, I don't want you to drop me or anything. I'm not pivoting, by the way. I am staying on the topic. Jesus,
so you called them innocent children.
Let me finish. When we look at Jesus, we look at beauty. We have to understand that what has happened in this society, in our nature, is we have corrupted this earth, not God. And there's a scripture that speaks. And I'll let you come in, bro. I promise you. Let me just land.
You're gonna have to get on a point, man. You're just rambling. You're not answering the question that I actually asked you 3 times now. So you're gonna have to answer the question. I don't care about you telling me Jesus loves me.
Calm down.
He's gonna make me fucking. Don't try to calm me down.
Just relax, bro.
No, you know what? Fuck off. I'm sick of y'all trying to calm me down. Calm me down, goddammit. Yeah, calm down. The fuck out of here. All right. Seabash, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, man? You're a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Cool. So what you want to talk about, man?
So I just want to talk about how you're saying God is striking down kids and families that shouldn't be killed and murdered for no reason. But in Genesis, in the book of Sodom and Gomorrah, right, Abraham's family is in that city, and God sends an angel to warn Abraham's family that he's gonna send fiery balls of sulfur down into the city because they're the only family who lived righteously and right in the city. The whole city was filled with
You talking
corrupt and
about
evil.
Lot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Lot.
He was the only righteous person there.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. He tried to give his daughters up for gang rape. That's nuts.
He still let them out. He let them because
he tried to give his own daughters up to be gang raped.
Right?
If that's righteous, then I'm the fucking Pope.
But their daughters have free will. Everybody has free will.
He was going to give them to a crowd of people that wanted to gang rape them. He said, "Take my daughters; they're virgins. Go rape them."
Right?
You're telling me that's them using their free will?
If he's calling them burdens as a righteous man, then they have to be burdens.
Oh, so they deserve to be gang raped then?
I'm not saying they deserved. I didn't say that. I said they're burdens if he's calling them
How is a
burdens.
man righteous if he's going to give up his daughters to be gang raped?
Because that's not his will in
It
what
is his will. He told the crowd that was trying to rape the angels, he said, "Here, take my daughters instead." And they were like, "No, we want the angel guys."
The angel what?
The angel guys. They wanted to gang rape the angels. Don't you know the story?
Yeah, I'm reading Emmy. I was reading that. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. And then
don't worry about the comments.
And then also, yeah, you're focusing more on the Old Testament. After Jesus died,
we can talk about the New Testament. Jesus is a piece of crap in the New Testament too. So is God.
After the Old Testament, all of that like striking and killing people stopped.
No, it didn't. God kills people in the New Testament too.
Other than his son?
Yeah.
Like who?
Like Ananias and Sapphira, Herod kills them after Jesus is dead. So what does that say about God, that he's murdering people after Jesus is dead?
Kills them for what though? Kills them for what?
He killed Ananias and Sapphira for keeping some of the money that they were supposed to give to the church.
Right.
And he kills Herod for not telling a crowd that he was a human and not God. So.
Well, he killed the first guy for keeping the money because that's a sin. That's greed.
Yeah, no. They sold their own property and they were supposed to give all the money to the church, but they kept a little bit of it. So God called them a liar and killed them for it.
Yeah, which from God is justifiable because the sin of greed was what kept him to keep the money.
Unfortunately, it's not justifiable for me.
But like,
wait a minute. You said God doesn't kill people in the New Testament, and he is. He's doing the same shit in the New Testament after the crucifixion. How is that possible?
But certain people, unless he murdered a whole town with that one person.
Oh, so it only counts if it's a whole town?
Well, no, because if you think about it, when he judged that whole town, right, he literally only let a few people leave. He didn't be like, everybody's going into damnation for that whole town.
Yeah, and that's when he kills Lot's wife, his most righteous man's wife, for looking in the wrong direction.
She must have been so evil that we don't know about.
So evil, she looked the wrong way.
Hell
what
yeah.
a heinous crime of using your eyeballs to look at something.
But it's also your intentions and what you think of. Because what you think of, God also knows. God knows everything. Like, there's nothing that God doesn't know.
Well, he doesn't know that Abraham wasn't going to kill Isaac.
His son?
Yeah.
No, God literally sent a lamb up the mountain instead of him killing his son.
I know, but when he stopped Abraham, he says, "Now I know that you are loyal." So he did not know beforehand.
Right. But also that was foreshadowing Jesus telling us that he's going to kill his son by Abraham not taking his son's life. That God.
So killing his son was an act of love?
He did not kill his son. His son is still alive.
I'm talking about Jesus. I thought that's where you was
I'm talking about Abraham. Abraham's son is still alive.
Oh.
But
did God kill his son?
Using that, you get the foreshadowing of Jesus's dying.
Yeah, God killing his own son, right?
Right, to atone for our sins of eating that apple. Right.
Did you eat an apple?
No, but Adam and Eve did.
Okay, then it wasn't your sin, was it?
It is our sins because those were the first two humans on earth.
It's not our sin, that's their sin.
No, it's our sin shared collectively. Because we didn't come from nothing. We were all created by somebody.
All right, so is there anything at all God can do that you wouldn't call evil?
Yeah, I mean, anything that you pray for that's successful in your life, that's something that God's not evil for. God's not evil when you walk into a church and you get greeted nice by everybody. Nobody judges you.
Would God be evil, just for example? I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to say something. Would you think God was evil if he had pregnant women ripped open and babies bashed to pieces?
Unless he commanded the people to do it, then he's not evil.
So if he commands people to do that, then he is evil, though, right?
Right, because Satan, right, and the devil commands.
Oh wow!
Commands
we just
people.
Got you. You're about to join the team atheism. That's all right. We'll take you. We're hired. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to read you the verse where God actually does the thing you said was evil. You wouldn't worship an evil God, would you? It says, those who are wise understand... Oops, that's not the right one. Wrong chapter. I fat-fingered, sorry. Samaria shall bear her guilt because she has rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword, the little ones shall be dashed to pieces, and their pregnant women ripped open. That's God ripping open pregnant women of his own people.
Can you read that one more time for me?
Yeah, it's Hosea chapter 13. It says, Samaria shall bear her guilt because she has rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword, their little ones shall be dashed to pieces, and their pregnant women ripped
Exactly, because she rebelled against the God. Because she rebelled against him. If she didn't rebel against him, he wouldn't feel the conviction.
Is this God ordering people, pregnant women ripped open?
No, he didn't order. He is saying what's going to happen because she rebelled against God. Because she let Satan go into her body and all the demons go into her and take over.
Right, so she deserves to be ripped open, and that baby in her belly deserves to be bashed.
Yes, because she rebelled against God.
Well, yeah, y'all are sick motherfuckers, you know it.
I'm not. She rebelled.
You are.
It says in the Bible, she rebelled against God.
You are.
She literally went against God's.
An atrocity like a pregnant woman being ripped open.
She can be ripped open as many times as she wants.
What was her
she
crime?
rebelled
What was
against
their rebellion? What was their rebellion in this chapter here?
You were reading it. What did she rebelled?
You tell me. You're the one justifying it. So obviously you think it's justified by something. So what was the crime and how was this justified?
Call me psychopaths and shit. What was her crime? You tell me. You're reading it right now.
All right. So you don't know, do you? It's amazing that they will justify something like God ripping a pregnant woman open and bashing the baby's brains out, and they have no fucking clue why. Consider, young man, that you're gross as fuck. Yikes. All right. There's a bunch of people back in the queue, so let's keep it going, shit. Anyway. Shit, we're gonna keep it rolling. I still got a couple hours, yeah. Shit. It's crazy you get 10 requests, huh? But the guest queue is just full as fuck. But you can't get nobody to stick around for more than like a minute. Alright, let's see. Who was next? It was Roselle. Oh, somebody here. Oh. Don't worry. All right. Hey, CJ, you there?
All right, hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you over 18?
All right. Yes, I turned 18 like 4 months ago. So yes, I am over 18.
All right. You're a Christian?
So, yes, sir.
All right. So what you
All right.
want to talk about in the
So
topic here?
before I begin, I just want to get our boundary straight. You're an atheist. You don't believe in nothing. You don't believe in science. You don't believe in nothing.
Yep, nothing at all.
All right. So just we'll go with the pregnant lady and the stuff. So sometimes with stuff you have to go the extreme route. So as God, He knows everything, and sometimes He won't intervene because He lets things play out. So like with when He came down here, I'm sure you know when He came to, not Him came down here, but Jesus, His Son, He sent His only one and Son to, you know, go down. So when the devil started to tempt Him, when He was hungry, when He spent, I believe it was a week in the on the mountain, He tempted Him saying, hey, just turn this, if you're really Jesus, if you're really God, just turn this rock into bread. But He didn't, because He needs to live as a human to understand how we are. And that brings me back, if you could read other people's brains, right? If you could know what people are thinking, and if you think somebody's doing something bad, right? Like raping or other stuff, right? If you
Yeah,
could
like
stop
God
that,
orders all the time.
sorry, what?
Yeah, like God orders all the time.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
He doesn't order it. He knows everything that's going to happen.
No,
You know
He
what I mean?
orders it. Yeah. Yeah, He orders it.
Not really. But
Yeah, really.
whenever God, so when you were talking about the fire, we'll go back to the fire stuff. And Joshua 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you read it, it doesn't really say anything like that. It doesn't say babies.
Yes, it does. I didn't make that up.
No, I'm not saying you did, but I just don't see it. I'm reading it right now.
You don't see
Joshua,
it.
Joshua 7:15.
Yeah. What is it? Read verse 15.
And he is who is taken with that devoted thing shall be burned with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the Eovin of the Lord, and because he has done an outrageous thing in Israel. That's the end of
That sounded
15.
an awful lot like clearly God's ordering somebody to be set on fire.
So basically, context for it is somebody took treasure away.
And God said, burn them with fire.
Yes, as God is trying to find out who took the treasure.
Seems pretty straightforward, yeah.
Well, mainly because it's a sin. Because if everybody knows if you sin, you're going to be burned in hell, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
so God had to order these children set on fire because this guy took a robe, of course. Yeah. Anyway, how are you confused on this content? What's confusing about this?
Well, what I'm confused on is why would you not believe in Christianity? Because
I'm talking about in Joshua 7. What's confusing about God ordering somebody set on fire? What did I get wrong about that?
Oh, it never says babies.
Yeah, it don't say babies.
Yeah, don't say babies? Or like, what do you mean? Sorry.
It says Achan, his sons, his daughters, his animals, and everything he has are set on fire.
If you don't mind me asking, what Bible do you have? Because most Bibles are different. Because if you want me to read it again, it never says his sons, his fathers, and nothing like that.
You sure?
Yes, sir. I'll read it one more time.
How much you want to bet?
I'll read it one more time for you. Joshua 7.
How much money you got? How much money you want to bet?
I don't bet money.
You don't bet money? Okay.
No.
Well, you want to bet creds? How about this? I will bet you that if I win, I get to say you're a loser and you're a liar, and if you win, you get to call me a liar.
I'm not gonna call you a liar, but
oh well, I'm not the one lying, so
I'm not saying you're lying.
So you're making the claim right now that Joshua 7 does not say that Achan and his sons and daughters are burned.
Joshua 7 verse 15, correct? Just
Well, there's more verses than just 15. But
I understand that.
15 don't say that. One verse doesn't say that.
Oh, you're claiming. Oh, you're saying in all of Joshua 7?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I haven't read all of Joshua 7. I
Oh,
can't
okay. Well, it's
memorize
awfully
it.
funny you're telling me you don't understand context of a chapter you didn't never read.
Because you said in quotes, Joshua 7:15, verse 15, it will say that.
I said in 15, it says they shall be burned with fire. It says, and the one who is taken as having the devoted thing shall be burned with fire,
Yes.
together
Yes,
with
it
all
does say
that he has. That includes his family and his animals and his possessions. They're all burned with fire.
I understand that, but like he doesn't.
So what's confusing?
I don't know
I
how
don't
to.
understand.
I don't know how to.
You said this chapter's that's not what's happening.
I don't know how to fully explain it to you in a way that you can understand. Because, like I said earlier, I don't know if you saw it. The Bible is way too big and like what's the word for it? Expanding and hard to fully understand for anybody. Even if somebody was reading the Bible.
Well, it's really hard to understand when you've never read it.
Well, I have read it. I just can't memorize it all.
Wait a minute. You haven't read it because you just said you haven't read this chapter.
Yeah, not fully. Well, I've read it. I just can't tell you every single thing.
All right, man. This is pretty ridiculous. So maybe consider this pathetic showing of yours up here and what you say about it. Anyway. Yeah, if you haven't read it, you haven't read it. So you're not going to understand something that you've never read, coincidentally. It's pretty hard. Impossible, even, some might say. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an atheist who don't believe in nothing. Oh, shit. Let's try. Right. Um, 007, you're not loading in for some reason. If you want to grab some Wi-Fi and request back up, I'll bring you back up there. Who's next here? James, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing?
Doing well. Are you a Christian, bud?
I was.
So you're not now?
No, I just hate hypocrisy and believe in kindness.
Oh, I got you. Well, we're just looking for debates, man. We're just trying to talk to
Okay,
Christians.
so I have a debate for you. As a Christian, what is apostasy?
Apostasy is an escaped slave in Greek. It's not a debate, though. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's see. Brazil?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Cool. What you want to talk about on the topic here?
So what makes God and Jesus a monster?
The fact that they're pro-slavery, they kill innocent kids, stuff like that.
And you think that's bad?
Yeah.
Would you say it's evil?
Sure.
Okay. And where do you get your standard of evil from?
I don't know. Certainly not the Bible.
Okay, so do you just make it up, or is it objective?
Yeah, just make it up.
So why should anyone believe in what you make up?
I don't know. Don't you think that killing innocent kids is evil?
So you're saying it's universally evil?
So do you think it's evil?
I think it's universally evil. Do you think it's universally evil?
Okay, so you didn't get your morals from the Bible either then, did you?
No, I did, but I have a reason to believe something's universal. What's yours?
Oh, I don't have a reason to think it's universal.
So then you made it up. So it's just bullshit.
So you don't even agree with the Bible because you think you think God's evil when he kills innocent kids?
If you don't have a universal standard to call something evil, then it's just
you don't have what's your universal standard?
God.
Okay, well, God kills innocent kids. So how do you think it's evil if God is doing it? Did God tell you it's evil?
If he's doing it.
Oh, so it's not evil.
Yeah, but what's your standard for calling something evil?
So you don't.
Will
What's
you answer my question?
hold on? I'm trying to figure
Will
out
you
your
answer my
standard here. You
question, or
said
are you
it's
just
evil,
gonna
but then you
divert?
said it's not evil.
Hey,
So which one
atheist,
could it
are you just
possibly
gonna
be?
divert? Or are you gonna answer
Hey,
my
Christian,
question?
are you gonna answer? Are you
Hey,
gonna answer the
atheist,
question?
what's your
Hey,
standard?
Christian. Hey, Christian, what's your standard?
Okay, I
You
told
want me
you
to
it's
answer you
God.
again? I said I just
I
feel that.
answered
That's
your
just how I feel.
question.
Like I already said
I
that like
answered
3
your
times.
question. You
No,
diverted
you
because you
didn't.
don't have an answer because you're scared.
No, I didn't.
You're a
I
scared
already
little
answered you
atheist with
3
a
times,
fedora.
and you've continued to ask the
Okay, so
same
what's your
question.
answer?
So,
What's your answer for what's your standard?
all right, for the 4th
You
time,
made
I'm
it
gonna
up.
say it. Are you ready?
You made
If
it
I
up.
answer this time, are you gonna ask me again right after?
Did you make it up?
All right. Okay. Let's do it.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening here, but clearly a drilling nincompoop. Anyway. Hey, Cross first, are you there?
Yep.
What's up, man? You're a Christian, I imagine.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So what you want to talk about on the topic here?
I mean, I want to adjust the prompt, and well, we could first agree that you don't really have a standard of evil or good.
You want me to agree with that?
Well, would you say that you can't really say you have one?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Where do you get your morals from?
Not the Bible.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want you to tell me
Yeah.
where you
Do you
don't
get
get
your morals from the Bible?
Yeah, I do. Well, wait, hold on. Wait,
Okay, so do you think
before you
killing
answer-
innocent children is evil or good?
Yeah, I'll address that straight away. But before
Okay,
I
go
address
ahead.
it, yeah, before I address it.
Nope,
So
just address it. There's no
do you-
before.
Okay, fine. Do I believe killing innocent kids is evil?
Yeah.
Does God kill innocent kids in the Bible?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, I believe God is a divine being. So, if God hands out divine punishment, it's not my place to say good. Wait, hold on.
So you don't have a standard to say that killing innocent children is evil.
Yeah, okay. To answer it in biblical concepts, Jesus Christ is the perfect human example for mankind. So in the Old Testament, we know that there is no human standard, right? So according to the Old Testament,
what does that mean?
Wait, hold on. So whatever God does in the Old Testament, right, is God's divine punishment. So for me to say good and evil, well, I cannot say that.
It turns out he's punishing innocent children. So
yeah, and I don't think that's bad because at the end of the day,
you don't, because you don't actually have a standard, do you?
Yeah, my standard is the human example, Jesus Christ.
So does that standard tell you that setting innocent children on fire is evil?
No, it tells me the standard I should hold to.
And your standard's pretty bad if you don't think setting innocent children
I said
on fire
human
is evil,
example,
because
not godly
that's
example.
like literally the evilest shit I can think of.
Yeah, hold on. But the one issue you have here is that one, you told me what your standard isn't. You didn't tell me what your standard is. You said your standard isn't the Bible, which is which would lead to me asking you. I don't want to know what it isn't. I want to know what it is.
That's just my opinion.
So your answer is it isn't the Bible.
Yeah, it's not the Bible. It's
Okay,
just my opinion.
as I said, the human example for believers is Jesus Christ. According to the New Testament, he's the example we follow.
So Jesus is a pretty shitty example if you don't think setting innocent children on fire is evil.
Yeah, perfect. The human example, so whatever Christ does in his life, we follow. So whatever God does and God hands out divine punishments is not for us to do because we are not God.
So you're
We are
okay
not
with
in a place of
killing kids,
authority
right?
over human beings.
Right. So you're okay with Jesus killing kids, right?
In the Old Testament, yeah.
In the Old Testament.
Yeah, because I know you're referring to probably books of Deuteronomy, Exodus, right?
Talking about Jesus.
Yeah, I'm saying the
Jesus
book
isn't in the Old Testament.
He is. He's the God of the Old Testament.
He's not.
Yeah, the angel of the Lord is the pre-incarnate Christ because he's associated with Yahweh.
So Jesus is an angel.
No, he's an angel of the Lord. Angel doesn't necessitate a divine being.
He's not an angel. He's an angel of the Lord.
Okay, can I ask you what angel means?
I'm asking you what you're talking about.
Angel would mean like messenger. So angel doesn't always mean divine angelic being.
So God is his own angel.
Wait, hold on. Angel doesn't always mean angelic being. It can mean angelic being, but it has a range because it means messenger. So if angel of the Lord would mean messenger of the Lord, and the messenger of the Lord is associated with Yahweh.
So, I think we got all we need here.
Right. So again, according to Christianity, wait, hold
So
on.
you don't think killing kids is evil?
Yeah. As I said, God's divine punishment, because obviously God killing kids will be in the context of unaliving kids. Sorry, I don't want to get the alive restricted. God unaliving kids, or wait, are we referring to when the firstborns were unalived? Pharaoh's firstborns.
That's one of many examples. Yeah.
Cool. Let's use that example. Right. That is a punishment from the Lord. Right. As human beings, we have no authority.
It's a punishment that He caused. He made it happen that way.
That would be revenge, or act of punishment. Yeah, like a revenge.
So
an
God
act of
takes
punishment.
revenge by murdering innocent children, and you think that's okay?
As I said, God calls us not to take revenge. He is the avenger, right? He is the one who takes revenge. Also, punishment isn't for us to take, but for the Lord to take.
Y'all just sicken me to no end, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
hold on. I'm basically saying that the human example is Christ, Jesus Christ, the man who lived in first century Judea. And
Christ was a monster.
Yeah. I'm
Because
saying
he advocated for killing kids, but you think that's okay, so.
Yeah, whatever God does in divine punishment isn't for us to comment on.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I don't think it's
y'all
evil.
worship a God who kills kids and you don't give a fuck. We get it.
Yeah, great. If this God is the one that gives, wait, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Well,
Give me 1 second.
Alrighty then. Let's like you think you'd like don't even have to try anymore. It just comes out of them. Oh yeah, just God being God, killing all the kids. Yeah. He had to do it. It was revenge, but not revenge. Revenge is evil. We're not supposed to take revenge. God's vengeance. God is. What a demented, disgusting, twisted, psychotic fucking religion we're dealing with here. This is unfucking real. The crazy part is they think they got some kind of fucking monopoly on morality is what's really insane here. Unreal, man. Hey, guest, are you there?
Hello, how are you?
Doing good, man. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm Muslim actually, and I'd like to defend Jesus' name, if I could.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we believe that Jesus was a prophet, a righteous prophet.
That was.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Muslims believe. Well, it's in our books. It's in our belief. Jesus is a prophet of God, and he led his people to righteousness, moral righteousness. And we believe that we believe that the Bible is corrupted, especially, let's say, the stories where God or Jesus advocated for the killing of innocent people. This is not something that is advocated by the Creator. So my perspective is that they're incompatible.
Well, I don't know how we're going to get anywhere. Can you actually substantiate any of this? You're just saying the Bible's corrupted.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's.
So how do you know the Quran's true about Jesus if it's based on the corrupted Bible?
The Quran is not based on the corrupted Bible. We believe that the Quran
is.
Well, I'll just explain our belief. So we believe
there's literally no other place that it could have came from. It steals the linguistics from the New Testament. So, like, Islam is based directly off of this corrupted New Testament, which would make
I'll just explain what we believe, and then I can explain why we don't believe that. So we believe that the Quran was revealed by God to Muhammad, and it came to affirm the scriptures before it. So it came to affirm, for example, the Bible, the scripture, the Torah, but at the same time,
it affirmed the Bible, but the Bible is corrupted.
Yes, but it affirmed the true Bible before it was corrupted.
Where's the true Bible? Where can we see that?
I don't think anyone has access to it, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the Bible,
the Quran's true if you can't even compare it to something earlier?
Well, because the Quran is not based off the Bible, we believe the Quran was revealed.
It is based off the Bible. It has to be.
It is original in and of itself, but it does repeat the stories, the biblical stories, of course, because we believe in the messengers before, right? So we believe in Jesus, Moses, David, Solomon, but we believe them in the Quran as well.
You have nothing to go off of to validate that. Literally nothing. By your own admission, right here, right now.
Well, I can say that the Quran wasn't corrupted like the Bible was corrupted because it hasn't changed in 1400
years. Yeah, but your book is based on the one you're calling corrupted. You're saying it validated it, but it's corrupted, and you can't even say the validated
For example,
version. So why in the world do you believe any of this?
It validates where...
Is it like a faith thing?
Jesus, no, but where, for example, where Jesus took care of the poor, where Jesus said to honor thy parents, honor thy neighbor. These
How do you know that wasn't corrupted?
Because these things we believe, because we believe in the Quran that says that these things are not corrupted.
It's faith-based. It's a faith position. Just say it's faith-based. You have no evidence of this. You can't back it up with literally anything at all. In fact, if you're going by the evidence, you can only assume that it's corrupted.
I have one piece of evidence that counters the argument that it's based off the Bible. And that is that in the Quran, there is a person by the name of Haman who was the Pharaoh's right-hand man in constructing the pyramids. This is a name that's mentioned in the Quran. Now, the Haman mentioned in the Bible was a Persian king. And so there was an argument by the Christians saying that this individual was a Persian king, therefore the Quran cannot be true, it's false. Now, recently they found hieroglyphics that they discovered in Egypt that Haman was, in fact, the right-hand man of the Pharaoh. I believe Ramses II. I can look all the stuff up.
Well, do some of that stuff with Jesus.
So, but my argument is that the argument that the Quran is purely based off of stories of the Bible is incorrect. Because if it was, this individual character
it moves into its own time. I get that, but literally, Muhammad makes the same false prophecy that Jesus makes in the Bible. He repeats a lie, and it's utterly ridiculous.
What is that lie that he repeats?
That the last hour would happen in their lifetimes.
No, he doesn't say that. That's not in the Quran.
He says there's a child standing here that if he does not die, he will see the last hour come.
Okay, so here we have to differentiate between original text of the Quran, which is uncorrupted, and a hadith, which means the sayings of the Prophet, which would probably transcribe...
You can say that the Quran isn't corrupted, and that might be true, but it's based on an already corrupted Bible, unless you can show me the uncorrupted Bible that it's based on.
So, but this individual, what you just said, this story about the child, this doesn't appear anywhere in the Quran, right? So, lots of accusations.
Is it a hadith or something?
I think it's a hadith, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it's a... You don't believe in the hadith?
Not really, no. There's probably 90% of it is false, to be honest. To be absolutely honest with you, because these hadiths were transcribed 200-300 years after it was mentioned, so that it was verbal, and then someone wrote it down.
It says it's in the Quran.
Can you give me the verse? I have the Quran in front of me.
Yeah, it says 33:63 and 31:34 of Surah. Surah 33:63. And then 31:34. Sahih Muslim. That's a hadith. Yeah. Says in the hadith, says the last hour will not come unless Muslims will fight against the Jews and the Muslims would kill something. The Muslims would kill them until all the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, or a stone would say a Muslim or the servant of Allah. Yikes. What's up with these holy books and pervert warlords?
Crap flying around. A lot of corrupted texts.
I know. I wish you could show us a text that wasn't corrupted.
I can show you the Quran.
Well, I mean, if that's based on a corrupted book, it's corrupted.
No, we don't believe that it was based on a corrupted book. We believe that at a
I know
time.
you don't believe it, but it had to have been. There's no other way around it.
So the Bible at the moment that we have today is a translation of a translation of a translation. The original of it was probably Aramaic, for example, or Hebrew text. Now
the original was Greek.
No, Greek came after. It was transcribed.
The New Testament was originally written in Greek.
Okay. So probably, but I'm talking about the text that was based off of. So we believe in pre-Greek, pre-Paul. The book probably doesn't exist by now, but probably
so
some.
You believe in the Old Testament, the Tanakh.
The texts that are, for example, about treating the parents well, about treating thy neighbor well, not lying, not cheating, the moral aspects of those books, we believe that is the original message from God. Anything else is corrupted.
Oh, well, how do you know?
Well, I mean, we can use our logic, right? So we know that killing kids is.
So what logic gets you
worst. There? Sorry?
Yeah, what logic gets you there?
Well, we can use basic human logic that we know that killing kids is bad, killing people, innocent people, is bad.
So
lying
Allah
and cheating
does
is
that
bad.
all the time. If Allah is Yahweh,
we don't believe He does that.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't believe it. It says He does it all over the ancient world. The archaeology says it. I mean, everything about it. All logic says this God absolutely kills innocent children constantly.
How can you give me a scenario where He does? And I can maybe.
What happened to David and Bathsheba's infant son?
No.
God killed it.
How?
By striking a deal.
Okay, so
He kills Korah and his children and his infant children by dropping them straight into Sheol.
Yeah, these stories are a complete antithesis.
Oh, you cut out there. I don't know why. I can't hear him anymore. Anyway, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with that, so let's move on. I have no idea why anybody would read these texts and want to join these religions, but especially like Muslims. Like, what the fuck? Why would you want to be the last in line? You get like sloppy thirds. Like, sad. Are you there?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
I am not, but I have one little question for you. If that's all right.
Real quick. Yeah.
All right. Are you religious, or is it more of like an atheism thing?
No, I'm an atheist.
All right, same. I was just gonna say I agree with you and all that, and I think there's been a huge rise in religious psychosis, like in modern times.
Right.
Would you?
Yeah, I hear you, man. We're just looking for debates, though. I appreciate you, though, and I agree, obviously. All right. Anthony, you there? Some bad signal. I don't think Anthony's here on purpose. All right.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Cool. So what you want to talk about on the topic here?
So you know what? You say God and Jesus are monsters? You know what? Prove to me that they're monsters, my dude.
Yeah, they're pro-slavery. They kill innocent kids, stuff like that.
Okay, where do they kill innocent kids?
I just named one. Did you hear what happened?
No. Show me in the Bible. Show me in the Bible.
David and Bathsheba's infant son, 2 Samuel chapter 12.
Prove it. Like, read it to me.
Have you read the Bible?
Yes, I have read the Bible. Read it to me real quick.
So you know what happens to David and Bathsheba's infant son, right?
Read it to me. Is it in the Old Testament or New Testament? Testament. Old Testament or New Testament?
You're not capable of this conversation, are you?
How?
Because you're not listening, for one thing. Did you hear me when I told you where this verse was?
Yeah, I did. I want you to read it to me real quick.
Okay, so you don't even know that that's in the Old Testament?
Oh, so it's in the Old Testament. I got you. Okay, guess what? God came down and guess what?
That's where 2 Samuel chapter 12 is, isn't it?
Hold on. Guess what? God came down and got rid of the Old Testament, right? Yeah, that's right. God.
Fucker off here. Yeah, that is right. He said God came down and got rid of the Old Testament. Hey, guest, are you there?
How you doing, man?
Hey, are you a Christian, buddy?
I am a Christian, yes, sir.
Cool, man. So what you want to talk about on the topic here?
So based on the guy before, you're saying that God and Jesus are monsters, and I want to know why do you think that?
They're pro-slavery, kill innocent children.
Okay, so you said in 2 Samuel, right? Yeah. And it's in the Old Testament. Can you give me some context, please, so that way we're on the same mindset?
Yeah, have you ever read the Bible?
I've read the Bible, yes, sir. But I want to make sure that both of us are in the same level.
Yeah. So, do you remember what happened to David and Bathsheba's infant son?
Off of the top of my head, I do not remember because I have, that's how I am. I have like sometimes I have good memory, bad memory. So to be honest, I just want a little refresher.
Yeah, I got you. So, God strikes the child ill, and it becomes very, very sick, and then it dies a week later.
Okay. All right. So so in the Bible, right? As Christians, there's a reason why we have the Bible. Because there's a reason why there's a reason why this Bible has a how would I explain it? There's a reasoning behind it, right? Because if you go to First Timothy,
tells you the reason.
Yeah. So, but you need to.
The reason is because a grown-ass man committed adultery with a woman and killed her husband.
Yeah. So we need to go. We need to go further into the context of like what was it. I mean, we know the reason why he did it, but there's a reason why that's in the Bible, so we can learn from it. So if you go further into the chapter, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. There's a reason. There's a reason why that happened. There's always a reason for something because God has a plan for us.
Yep. And again, we just went over the reason.
Can you read it though?
Yeah, David commits adultery with Bathsheba and kills her husband, Uriah the Hittite. So in order to punish David, for whatever reason, God decides that the infant child is the one who needs to die. So God kills the child, and he has 10 of David's wives raped.
Sorry, I can't multitask. I'm reading the comments down here.
Don't worry about the comments. Just talk to me.
You're right. Well, so what was the topic we were on? I'm sorry.
David and Bathsheba's infant. We're talking about God killing innocent children.
Well, to be honest with you, I can't read it off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. But can you give me other reason? Like other reasons why? Like, can we go to another topic? Because I'm not gonna entertain a topic that I don't know about. I feel that's fair, you know.
Well, what's a topic you do know about?
Well, I do know that God is real, but you don't. But there's no point in having a topic because you don't believe in that.
So it's pro-slavery. That's the other one I mentioned.
Why do you pro-slavery? Why do you believe that?
Because it says it.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Because it says you can own slaves.
Okay. Hey, give me a second. I'm sorry. Hold up. All right. Sorry. Pro-slavery. And where does that say in the Bible?
Where? Leviticus 25 says it in Exodus 21, Deuteronomy 15, Deuteronomy 20, Deuteronomy 21, Luke 12, Luke 19, Luke 17. It's all over the place. Yeah, it is. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. Like, can you give me a verse so I can read it?
Yeah, Leviticus 25, verse 44 through 46.
What chapter?
Leviticus 25, verse 44 through 46.
To what?
What?
You said Leviticus 5.
Leviticus 25, verse 44 through 46.
Well,
Hey.
I'm just reading it right now.
Yeah, it says, as for the male and female slaves whom you may have, it is from the nations around you that you may acquire male and female slaves. You may also acquire them from the aliens who are residing with you and from their families who are with you, who have been born into your land. They may be your property. These you may treat as slaves.
Okay. Now, okay. So now so you say that he's a slave owner. What would you say? What you?
It's pro-slavery. He's saying you can have slaves.
Okay. Anything else? I just want to pick at your brain because you said that he's pro-slavery. He's also what else you said? He's a monster.
He kills innocent kids. Yeah.
Kills innocent kids. Okay. And then what else?
Do you need anything else?
I mean, like, what is there anything like any personal reasons? Like, have you had like any church hurt? Any like?
I've given you two so far.
No, I know. Like, I'm saying, like, even outside of those stuff that you interpreted from the Bible, like, is there like any personal things that happen? Like, for example, a Christian might have treated you wrong, or like you felt some little church.
Yeah, Christians are trying to bring back slavery. They're trying to treat the whole world wrong. So yeah.
Oh, me as a Christian, I'm pro-slavery.
No, I'm saying Christians. I'm not accusing you of it. I'm saying Christians are trying to bring.
Yeah,
you asked me if a
Christians
Christian
as a
hurt me,
whole.
and I said, yeah, they're trying to bring back slavery and hurt humanity. So yeah.
But you're referring as to the present as Christians right now. Like me as a Christian, I want to be pro-slavery, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I'm not saying you specifically, but yeah, Christians are trying to
Yeah,
bring
but
back
I'm a
slavery.
Christian as well. So Christians with the S, plural, more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is more than
that
one.
doesn't make sense though, because I don't believe in slavery as a Christian.
Well, you should read the Bible.
I'm not gonna. Well, can you memorize the whole book, the Bible, verse by verse? Like, can you like tell me all? Like, I can't either. I'm just as human as everybody else. That's why.
Right. So, can you read the part that we just read that says, "As for the slaves whom you may have, it is from the nations around you. You may acquire male and female slaves."
I read it. I can't give you.
Well, that's God telling you, as a Christian, you can own a slave if you want to own a slave.
All right. Yeah, but you.
So how is it bad to own slaves if God permits you to do it as a Christian?
I don't know how to answer that because for example, I don't know the context. Because you can't just cherry pick verses.
What context do you need to know?
Well, I need to know the whole like what's going on before and after, because you can't just cherry pick one verse and say that's the way it is. You know, you have to read the context of it. And it's like you read, like, for example.
Okay, so what context do you want? What will make these verses that we did read in better context for you? And we'll read it.
I gotta do some more personal reading, to be honest with you, because
we'll go read it and then come back.
All right, perfect. What was your okay? Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You too. All right. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Shit. Anthony, you there?
Hello? Hi.
What's up, man?
Sorry, I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me?
I can now.
Oh, okay. Are you a Christian, bud?
Yeah. I like the story about Bathsheba and King David.
What about it?
So, I don't know, I heard so much stuff with the last guys, I kind of forgot a lot of points I had, but
Oh, I was bringing that one up just to show that God kills innocent children for crimes they didn't commit.
So that was one thing is the baby went to be in heaven. So it's not like it was
still killed it, made it suffer for a week.
Went to a better place. He didn't suffer.
Okay, so do you think becoming very ill for a week is a pleasant experience?
Yeah, I don't remember that detail. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I know that.
Says he struck the child and it became very ill.
Yeah. No, it's not. David wanted to take his place. It shows us that there's consequences to sin, and very unfortunate consequences. There are sacrifices that are made. It also shows us too that.
Yeah, well, that's my point. That when David commits a sin, God kills someone who had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's called injustice and it's called evil.
Well, it's also a picture of what the father did when he sent his son. That was unjust, but it was necessary to cover. It was necessary to pay for our sins, and so it's kind of like when I first read your prompt, God and Jesus are monsters. It's like they execute judgment against immoral, unethical.
Yeah, they execute judgment on completely innocent people.
Well, there's sacrifices. It's not. So God says that He has knowledge of good and evil, and there's times where He repents for what He does, but He's good because He wants to execute judgment against people who are going to do harmful things to people. Sin is anything that's harmful to somebody else. And so
is it bad to execute judgment on people that are completely innocent?
Yeah, God will say that he's admitted that what he did was evil. After he took his people into captivity into Babylon, he said what he did was evil. And
Why did he say that?
I have to look it up. I remember reading it. I believe he was talking to that'll take a minute. But also I remember reading after the flood that he said what he repented. That's why he had the rainbow as a sign that he would never do it again.
That was before the flood.
The rainbow was before the flood. The rainbow was after the flood, right?
No, repenting was before the flood. He repented that he had made humans. That means he regretted it.
Right, and he also made the rainbow and promised he would never do that again.
He promised he would never kill everybody by drowning them. He said next time it's going to be fire.
Correct. So, wouldn't you say that wouldn't it be evil for God to just, the reason he flooded the world is because man was living 1,000 years and they were continually doing evil. Wouldn't that be evil for God to let man to just continually punish man for 1,000 years?
Did he give us free will?
He did give us free will. So do you think that's...
So he gives us free will and then he's going to punish them for using it wrong?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So from a standpoint of, the only way God's evil is if somebody wants to do harm to other people, then is what it sounds like you just said.
Okay, so what harm was this baby going to do?
I thought we moved on from that.
We're still talking about the same thing. He's killing innocent people, and you're trying to tell me why this isn't evil,
right?
I would imagine.
Right, and I thought I kind of addressed that with that. He's a jealous God, and sometimes he does things that he regrets, and sometimes there are sacrifices. And
I got you. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you then.
So that hurt King David more than him passing away. King David, if you remember, wanted to be the one to pass away, right? So he punished him.
So you know this was evil of God to do.
Well, that's why he put Adam and Eve out of the garden, because they had knowledge of good and evil like he did, and he didn't want them to eat of the tree of life, right? That's why he said don't eat of the knowledge of the fruit of good and evil. He didn't want us to have that. So I'll
Sounds like you agree with me that they're monsters.
No, I don't believe they're monsters. God and Jesus aren't monsters. My point is,
Well, what does it say about somebody that kills innocent children? Is that a monster or not?
It boils down to this: He flooded the world because men were hurting men.
Okay, what about it when he just kills babies?
I believe that that's good, but you think that was wrong.
You believe that that's good?
You think he should have allowed man to just keep hurting other men uncontested?
This baby didn't hurt anybody, and you just said you thought it was good that he killed this baby.
No, not the baby, the flood.
Well, he killed babies in the flood.
Right. Well, yeah, that's probably part of why he repented.
They all got drowned.
Yeah. What else could he do? Noah was the only one who was listening to him. What else could he possibly do?
What else could he possibly do?
Mm-hmm.
You can't think of anything?
I don't know what else he could have done. I think I can think
of lots of stuff he could have done. That's weird.
Like against the laws of physics and stuff, like Jesus.
That's what God does, right? It's God.
What about the law of the Lord, though? That converts the soul.
What about the law?
To love your neighbor, to love your enemy, to bless those who curse you, to give bread to the hungry and water to the thirsty, clothes to the naked,
to own slaves, to set sexually promiscuous priest daughters on fire, to kill your son if they entice you to other gods, to kill your wife if they entice you to other gods, to kill your husband if they entice you to other gods,
to bring the homeless into your homes.
Those are laws too, you know.
To bring the homeless into your homes. We're slaves to a banking system. We're slaves to the government with our tax. We're 50% tax bracket. Like, dude, we're slaves more than ever.
Sorry, Anthony. This is getting a bit incoherent for me. What's the deal go?
All right, so I would love to know exactly where your standpoint is and why exactly you think God and Jesus are monsters.
Yeah, are you a Christian?
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I think they're monsters because they're pro-slavery and they kill innocent children.
Okay, got it. So you were quoting the Old Testament, which is an entirely different covenant than the New Testament. And in the Old Testament, one, he did not okay them killing babies. That is what the Israelites did.
God does it himself. Yeah, God does it himself.
Oh, really? Really? God doesn't? So when did God come down exactly and physically, slit these babies' throats and throw them into these bronze statues that the Israelites made while they were doing all of this behind his back?
You crashing out already? Well.
No, I'm not crashing out. I just want to know exactly where...
You want me to show you where God personally kills a baby?
Yes, I would.
All right, 2 Samuel chapter 12 and number 16. He does the deed himself.
Are you talking about when he takes out the Pharaoh's child?
Well, that's another example, yeah, but that's not the ones I'm talking about.
Then what example exactly are you talking about?
2 Samuel 12, he personally unalives David and Bathsheba's infant child. And in number 16, he drops Korah, Dathan, and Abiram all together with all their families, including their infant children, and he drops them straight into Sheol. He opens the earth right up under them. And drops them alive into Sheol. All right. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I hereby take the Levites from among the Israelites as substitutes for all the firstborns that open the womb among the Israelites. The Levites shall be mine, for the firstborn are mine. When I killed all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated for my own all the firstborn in Israel, both human and animal. They shall be mine. God kills a lot of kids.
Yeah, in the Old Testament, you can't even say that it was God himself up and killing them, but yes, no.
What does that verse say right there?
The Old Covenant.
Who does that verse say killed the kids?
In the Old Covenant with God, when you went against
does it say
God,
killed the kids here?
Sacrifice
Who's taking responsibility
was required,
for this, Elijah?
which is exactly why in the New Testament, Jesus talks about the fact that the Old Testament is no longer there. The Old Covenant is not there.
Thanks for coming up. You got to be capable of conversations to come up here. I know that's difficult, but it is possible. So, if you are capable of an actual conversation, then please request up. Anyway. How fucking delusional. Like, God didn't actually do it. Hey, what does this fucking verse on the screen say? I killed all the firstborn. Who's the I there? Not God, of course. What incoherent jibber jabber from these folks. Oh shit, I forgot about Dugald again. Alright, anyway. Well, the queue is empty for, if I'm remembering right, the first time this entire live for 2.5 hours. So, they can read, they just don't bother to, and when they do, they change the words for some reason. I don't know, but apparently it is 100% impossible not to come up here and lie your fucking ass off. They all do it. Every single one of them. Well, not every one, maybe. Pretty much all of them. Close enough, anyway. That's their thing. Denial. And again, it's talking about Christians here, so. Kind of comes with the territory, I think. For real. So God didn't kill any kids. Are you talking about the Pharaoh's kid he killed? What the fuck? Like, it just blows my mind that people are this like willingly dumb, like that they would. Oh shit! Got a message. Sorry. Son of a bitch. I mean, I don't know. I guess some of them might have been indoctrinated and stuff like I was, but I mean, if I would have came up here and got questioned like that, I don't think I would have been in denial. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I can't honestly say that. But yeah. Anyway, if you're a Christian out there, the queue is wide open, no wait, for the first time in nearly 3 hours. Yeah, we get some winners every day, let me tell you. Damn. Anyway, if you're a Christian out there and you want to talk about the topic, then please come on up and let's talk about it. Preferably if you know, be like actually capable of having a conversation. That would be cool. And maybe not lie about every other fucking verse. That would be great too. Again, I understand this is a lot to ask, but it is possible. But no wait at the moment. First time today. So if you want to discuss the topic, then come on up and please do. What is that? Surge won't happen if the goal survives. There you go. Oh man. Heathen's got me there. Some reasonable expectations. All right, Christians, come on up and lie your asses off. There we go. It says whatever you want it to say. That's all there is to it. Damn. For real. Let's be for real here, I guess. Anyway, shit. Well, guess I'll give it a couple more minutes and see if we get anybody. If not, we'll go from there. Yeah, that's what Christians do. They come up here and they're like, oh, you got to punish kids, right? You know, when they misbehave. And somehow to them, that's the same thing as God setting a child on fire for all eternity. And again, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Loretta, come on up. I'll tell you about it. There's lots of good reasons to think Jesus is evil. There's way more, even better reasons to think God is evil. It says, we get judged because we know better, and so do you. Wow. The delusion of these folks is on another fucking level. And I absolutely just weep for humanity sometimes, for real. It's just fucking sad. Imagine being a Christian and just having this desire to be a slave. Like, imagine being convinced that slavery is your best option. It's your only option. You're just a slave no matter what. You can be a slave to sin or you can be a slave to God. So then they say, oh, well, of course, you want to be a slave to God because that's how you get eternal life. And you'll get your reward as soon as you are dead. Oh my God, people. Certainly you can do better than this. I mean, what the fuck? Well, come on up and I'll teach you if you want to learn. It's more of a debate thing, but yeah, I just read the Bible. Jesus does shitty stuff, and God does shitty stuff, and that's where we're at. That's what Christians do. You point out to them that God's setting innocent children on fire and dropping them straight into hell and making them sick, and Christians, well, they had it coming. Oh my God. Oh man, that's why I hate doing this so much sometimes. It's fucking depressing as shit. The other humans. I always considered myself a very simple person. And the fact that simple old me has to explain to Christians that slavery is bad and murdering innocent children is bad, and they don't even accept it. It's fucking scary. So it's a fucking cult. It's a death cult. A slavery cult. A cult of slaves. Death cult of slaves. Invented by a bunch of guys who never met the guy from the book who says the world was going to end. Doesn't get any worse than this. Not to mention, like, how obvious is it that the fucking Bible is a liar? I mean, all you gotta do is read it. They changed the shit in these modern versions. Just go read the Tanakh. You can say they're changing the fucking words. They're liars. It just goes to show you that it's built on lies. It's built on dishonesty. I mean, it's bad. It's just really bad. Dude.
Hello.
Are you there?
Hey, I'm not Christian, but I have a question. So basically, somebody told me that you can't be atheist and think that murdering is wrong. Like, how stupid is that? Like, they told me that you can't be atheist and think murdering is wrong.
Oh, yeah, Christians. They think they got a monopoly on morality when they're the worst. They don't even know what morality is when it comes down to it.
Exactly, because he was like, well, us Christians, we have reasons to think murdering is wrong because it goes against the Bible. You atheists has nothing to go off of, so y'all basically think murdering is right, you know?
Well, that's the level of thought they're capable of, unfortunately.
Yes, that irritated me. But have a nice day, okay?
Yeah, you too, man. All right, well, yeah, murder's bad, except when God murders people constantly. That's the Christian mind right there. Not to mention Christians don't have morals. They have commands from a barbarian of a fucking deity that they pretend is morality, or they're convinced themselves it is when it's not. Christians actually think being commanded to love somebody is a good thing. Like, they can't even take the best parts of their book and make it a good thing. That's what's absolutely sick about this. It's disgusting. It's funny how evil the host is. Yeah, strength in Christ. How many babies have I murdered? Just curious, compared to God. Oh, 0, and can't even count them all. Yeah, okay, well, that makes God way more evil. All right. How many slaves have said people can own? 0. How many people has God said they can own? I don't know. Millions? Oh, okay. This might be a troll, but we'll try it out. Any question you there? Oh, nope. This was, I don't remember this was somebody from earlier though. Hey James, when you up here earlier?
I was, but you never answered my question and I got dropped. God and Jesus are monsters. Would you add Allah to that prompt?
Yeah.
Would you add Allah to the prompt? Do you accept Allah as a God?
Well, I'm not talking about Allah.
But would you add Allah to the prompt?
This is probably why I dropped you, because you refused to address your own problems here. Yeah, Allah's a monster too.
Okay, so you're a revert.
Alright, so they're all monsters.
Apostate. So what does apostasy mean? What does apostasy
escaped slave in Greek.
Apostasy? What does apostasy mean?
For the third time, it means escaped slave in Greek.
Okay, so please put that up so you can prove me wrong. So whenever someone leaves Islam,
right,
they are
being
a Greek slave.
Earlier. I'm an incoherent fucking idiot. Anyway. Well, thanks for trying again, but I dropped you the first time, I'll drop you the second time. It's incoherent nonsense. All right. That's the old Christian shake-up there, as we call it, the duck and weave. The old duck and weave. He said Satan killed all of Job's kids, all 10 of them. Hey, idiot, who approved that? Oh, yeah, it was God. Holy shit. Hey, guest, are you there?
Okay, my friend, why do you think you're so important that I have to come up here and prove you wrong
Are
about
you a
your
Christian?
wrong assertions?
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. You don't have to prove me wrong, but if you want to come up here, you do.
No, I'm saying, why do you think you're so important that I have to, or that we have to come up here and prove you wrong?
I'm saying if you want to request to be up here to prove me wrong, then you can, like you just did. So do you want
No,
to do
I
it?
came up here to ask you that question.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't what this stage is for. So you'll have to drop yourself.
Huh?
Drop yourself out of here.
Are you going to answer my question?
No.
Why not? Is it because you want attention?
This is a debate. This is my show that you come up here to not talk about the topic.
Debate prom sucks beyond.
Yeah, so drop yourself back. Nobody's talking to you.
Huh?
Okay. Well, if you want to prove the topic wrong, then go ahead. If not, get off the stage.
Yeah, I can easily prove it wrong.
Well, then go ahead.
After you answer my question.
We're waiting.
Can you answer my question?
Can you prove the prompt wrong?
Yeah, why do you think you're so important that I have to come up here?
I already told you, I don't think I'm important. Do you want me to say it again? I don't.
Okay, you don't. Okay. That's what I wanted to hear.
Now, do you want to prove the prompt wrong?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, you're making the claim, so can you prove it?
My God. This fucking...
Go ahead.
Fucking like children. Like, what the fuck? God damn. There are some really specials out here. Sometimes I really do think Christianity is probably the best option for if this is literally the depth of logic they're capable of, then Christianity might just be the best bet for you. I don't really know what else to tell you. That's damn. All right. Anyway. Oh, all right. Well, it never ends, does it? Well, maybe he wants to try again. You want to try again?
You're making the claim. Prove it.
You said you were going to prove the prompt wrong.
Yeah, with the reasons that you give, I can't just answer a blank
Well, you didn't say that
claim.
before. You said I can prove it wrong.
Okay, do you have any reasoning behind this prompt?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, they're pro-slavery and they kill innocent children.
No, they're not. Okay, let's start with the first one. Can you show me where they're? Well, now, first of all, we have to define slavery.
Yep.
Are you
Owning people
talking?
as property.
Okay, have you read the book of Exodus?
Yes, I have.
Okay, can you open up to Exodus chapter 20?
20?
Yes.
Sure. All right.
Okay, let's read it together.
All right. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife,
Exodus
their male
21.
or female slave, ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Sorry, Exodus 21.
21.
There's the ruling on servants. I misspoke. Because Exodus chapter 20 is another chapter.
So
that
when you
speaks
buy
about
a male
the
Hebrew
command-
slave,
Okay,
he
my
shall
friend,
serve
can I-
6
can I
years,
please
but in
talk?
the 7th year he shall go out a free person without debt. If he comes in
Okay, can I
single,
tell
he
you
shall
what to
go out
read?
single.
Okay, can you read
Do you
verse
want to read the
12?
parts about slavery?
Yeah, can you read verse 12?
Yeah. It says, whoever strikes a person mortally shall be put to death. If it was not premeditated but came about by an act of God, then I will appoint you a place to which the killer may flee.
Okay,
But if
notice what he
someone
says.
willfully
Notice what he
attacks and
says.
kills
Hold
another
on.
treachery, you
Notice
shall
what he
take
said.
the killer
Okay,
from the...
I'm not going to talk to you if you're going
Do
to
you
be
want me
like
to
this.
read the fucking verse you told me to read or not?
All right, man. You're demon possessed. You can't even read a verse without using your mouth. Yeah, that's the laugh of a demon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. All right. Oh, shit. I needed a good laugh. Oh, it's depressing as fuck in their stupidity, but I crack you up. Oh, shit. Damn. All right, well, at least their utter nonsense is funny sometimes, so at least we get a fucking chuckle out of their absolute fucking evil. Anyway. James, stop requesting up here. You're not capable of a fucking conversation. If you request up again, I'm going to block you. All right, then. Get blocked. James got blocked. He's no longer here. So. Anyway, if you are a Christian out there, we are still going. So the queue is wide open. There's no wait. Yeah. Anyway. Guess we'll start the reset over here. Oh, shit. I think that's about all I ever get is weirdos for real. Again, they're Christians, which who among them is... Some of them are honest. Some will actually come up here and they want to read that. They'll be like, look, I don't know. I need to go read it. I'm fine with that. Those are just pretty rare. Then we get fools like this other guy. Name the wrong chapter, name the wrong verse. Yell at me when I fucking read the whole verse. Fucking idiots. Just dumb as living fuck. Anyway, yeah. Alright, well, I'll give it a couple more minutes and see what happens. It's been a lively live today, that's for fucking sure. It's been almost 3 hours and I've talked to a lot of people. Shit. Really is just depressing to me that other human beings can be this dumb and deluded. What really scares me is I know I'm no better. It could happen to me. Actually, no, because I read the fucking book. Anyway. Satan lost, Jesus won. What did he win? He's fucking dead. Missed a whole bunch of shit. It's a bunch of crazy folks. How do I get through so many people and yet I can't have like one meaningful conversation? Like, where are the Christians who are capable of where's the ones some of these people talk to for like 2 hours? Like, where's one of those? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, wide open stage, Christians. If you want to come up and talk, come on up. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Damn. He said, praise God. Praise the Lord, those babies had to die. Praise the baby killer. Praise slavery. The fuck is wrong with these people, for real? Oh my God. I think some people are just that shitty. Maybe they just had shitty lives. I don't know. Maybe it was an overprivileged life. I ain't sure. I don't know how to look at that. Maybe being overprivileged creates some of these evil Christians. And then other ones are just kind of situationally forced into the position. I don't know. Either way, they are some scary motherfuckers. What's scarier than a motherfucker who's going to commit atrocities in the name of God, who's convinced he has a divine right to commit atrocities? They make like horror movies about that stuff and shit. You know why? Because it's fucking scary. So we're talking about real humans who actually believe a bunch of nonsense and think it's okay to have slaves and conquer other people and steal their shit. All while thinking you have a monopoly on morality. How evil does it get? How evil does it get? That's why I don't actually enjoy this. Oops. Oh, I had a request up, but I think it was an accident. I think it was an accident. Anyway. Couple more minutes, Christians, if you want to come up and talk about it. Perhaps you can redeem the name of Christianity a little bit over these other folks today, because it has been an absolute shit show on the side of the Christians. This is just fucking sad. Just sad, man. The living. I ain't thought about that in almost a week. I wish I could have been like Dr. Josh's head at that moment back then. Or, like just hearing that motherfucker had just said that. I was just like, just think about that for a minute there, person. Oh, somebody requested that. Oh, it's Durango. Just let Durango say things.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what you doing, man?
Hey, man. Hey, so just wait until they, well, I mean, they probably never will, but wait until they learn that their entire like religion is predicated on a religion that is predicated on another religion that's predicated on another religion, and you know that the Canaanites were never slaughtered, that the Jewish faith actually grew out of Canaanite religion, and that the Jews originally had two gods, Yahweh and Asherah, which were Canaanite gods. And wait until they learn all of that stuff, like the true history of it all.
They'll never learn that.
They'll never learn that. They'll never learn that the Judaism started as a sect of people that were kind of just doing their own thing within the Canaanite society at the time. They'll never learn that because they don't care.
Yeah, in fact, all archaeology suggests there was never like an exodus. It was just basically the people in Israel or land of Canaan just revising their kind of moving locations out of the cities, moving to more rural areas. And
well, I think
updating tradition, I guess.
Yeah, something was actually found that showed that there were a group of people from the Levant region that did leave Egypt and go back to the Levant region, but it was like a handful. It was like 100 people. It wasn't millions.
I mean, there's probably all kind of accounts of stuff like that, I would imagine. I mean, there's an account, there's an Egyptian record of 2 slaves escaping past the border of Egypt. 2. Like, where's the record of the 200,000? Like,
yeah. They don't care about the history. They just care about faith, and faith is a really horrible tool for understanding and finding reliability in reality. It's just a horrible tool.
True. Yeah.
So, and I ain't trying to come up here and rant too much. I just knew that you kind of had a lull for a second. Maybe somebody will hop in the box real fast. Maybe they won't like what I'm saying and want to come up and refute me and tell me I'm a demon too. But I'm not. I'm not a demon for reading about history, for reading about like archaeology. And are they? Well, you can go ahead and drop me down.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Hey, Mackins, are you a Christian?
No, of course not.
Oh.
I'm an Israelite, not a Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, I got you. So
not one of
you
them.
disagree with the prompt, though, right?
I also disagree with the weird stuff that person below me said.
You disagree? You disagree with history?
If you have any evidence, please show me.
Sure, I'll send you a link where you can read about it.
Oh, you send me a link. What about the Torah when it says the opposite?
Yeah, the Torah is a book of law codes that were created by a people that came away from a different set of people and chose to live differently than that former set of people.
And what if it specifically says not to walk Ashara? And in Judges, it specifically said that they stop working God and they turn into Baal and Ashtoret.
Do you even know? No. Do you even know who Baal is?
Yes. Judges 2:13.
Do you know who Baal is?
I know who Baal is. Yes.
Who is Baal?
Baal was one of the Canaanite god.
Yeah. What was he the god of?
One of the gods of the Canaans. One of the canons in the canons of the Canaanites.
Yeah. The Canaanite people were around before the Jewish people, before the Israelites. They were around before. Yeah. And the Israelites were a part of the Canaanite. Were a part of the Canaanite people who kind of just spread away and decided to do things a little bit differently. And there's plenty of archaeological evidence that shows that the Israelites, the people that lived in that region as Israelites, had the same customs, had the same pottery, had the same like the formations of their houses were the same. Everything that we can find in archaeology from that time shows that the Jewish faith comes out of the Canaanite faith.
Now tell me when you stop.
Well, that's all that I have to say. Like, you can't, if you want to go and try to refute.
First of all,
there's your cue there.
Thank you. So first of all, Canaan came from Ham. It's a 2 different lineage. The Semite or
Ham
not
wasn't
Hamite.
a real person. That's made up.
It doesn't matter.
Where around the book says that, but you're not actually proving it. We're talking about established archaeology and history.
How did you know that, bro?
No,
How
well,
did you know that Ham and Shem are not the same, or it didn't
because
exist? From our book.
Because there's no
From my
historical
book.
evidence to back that up, but
No.
there's a whole lot to go against it.
Okay, but how did you learn about Canaan? How did you learn about Ham, Shem, Yefet? How did you learn? From my
That's
book.
a story that was made up. It has no actual historical value.
Oh, okay. So my book, my history book, because it's mine, it's not yours, right? My book, my ancestry, tell me my story. It's my story. It's not yours.
That's called
mythology, not history. They tell you a fiction that
can I,
they tell
bro,
you.
Bro, I don't know. I didn't interrupt you. Now, Ham is the grandfather of Canaan. They're not the same. The Semites are a different lineage. Now again,
all right, well, prove
yes, did they exist there? Of course they exist there. They have archaeological facts. Of course they have archaeological facts. Not even
show
that.
us an archaeological fact that backs up the existence of Ham.
Of course. No, because it's Canaan. Canaan came from Ham. Now we have evidence, right?
That's not a fact. Show us the fact.
Wait, bro, can I please land my point? Thank you. So the issue is that
you can prove what you're saying is what you can do.
Bro, I'm going to drop down if you're going to interrupt me one more time.
I will drop down then. Prove what you're saying.
If you're afraid, then that's okay.
Waiting on you to prove it.
I just want 30 seconds to complete my sentence. And
you gonna say Ham's an archaeological fact? Like that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
They will not affect. They just do not wish to address the fact that the Torah, the Old Testament of the Bible, is nothing more than a mythology that was written to explain their beliefs. Just like the New Testament was a mythology that was written to explain where they came from, but it's not based in history.
Yeah, I don't even think, don't get me wrong, I'm not a scholar or anything, but I don't even think I'm going to call this what I would think would be a scholarly consensus, but I'm going to say scholars, archaeologists, historians would probably give the Old Testament some historical credit starting sometime after David. I don't know when, maybe even David. I'm not sure about that, but sometime at least a little bit after David, maybe till the Babylonian exile. You could consider it somewhat decently accurate history after that, but not before.
I think that that they have a consensus on the Babylonian exile, but not David. I don't think there's many that agree
Dr.
that
Josh
David
said that was a good assessment. Yeah. So I mean, somewhere in there, where would you have to go to
Well, because we do know that the Jews did intertwine with the Persians for a time, and that's where this whole idea of Satan being this evil, character comes from. That prior to that, there wasn't that idea. That idea didn't exist. It was because they were intermixing with the Persians and getting these ideas of Zoroastrianism intermixing with the Jewish ideas, and that's what created the idea of God and Satan and this immortal struggle between the two of them. That didn't exist prior to that. Is that a fair assessment, Dr. Josh? And that's my understanding. I may need to update that. I'm okay with updating it if I need to. I was going to give him a chance to.
Oh shit! This time.
But anyways, I got to go back to work. I just had a moment while I was taking a break real fast where I could pop up and.
No worries. Appreciate you coming up, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Have a good one, buddy. What's going on with you, Tom?
What is going on, my brother apostate?
Oh, another day in paradise.
Yeah,
another day, another headache.
Yeah, I see some of the shenanigans you put up with up here, brother. I'll be checking you out.
Yeah.
I don't come up as often. I don't come up as often as I used to, but I definitely be when I see you live, I'll come in and sit and listen and watch you try to school these people, but they just don't want to be taught, bro.
No. Well, I don't even want to teach them necessarily. I just want them to say something that makes sense and actually be intellectually honest for once. Would be great.
Yeah, well, they can't do that because they've been taught what they believe is the truth, and they don't want to step outside the book to even try to validate anything of what they have been told all their life is true.
Pretty much.
And the gentleman that you had up here that was below me, he's definitely got a lot of the history correct.
Oh yeah, he knows the stuff, man. He's in our Hebrew class. He's been learning Hebrew with us.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely knows what's going on with the history there.
Of course, he's learning from Dr. Josh, the best.
Yeah, Bo,
the OG of the OT, as I call him.
I like Bowen. I like him a lot. How are you getting pretty good at Hebrew?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, are you over 18, Gerald?
Yes, I am.
When's your birthday?
When's my birthday? June 26th at nigger o'clock. Because I'm a nigger. I love niggers raping me in the butt. Guess what? What rhymes with N? It starts with nigger.
Damn it. I didn't get to block him. Oh, never mind. He's still here. All right. I hope you grow up. Your life sucks. I'm sorry you're a piece of shit. So maybe one day you'll reconsider you're a piece of garbage, and I'm sorry your parents don't love you. So anyway, hopefully life gets better for you, little boy. Anyway, well, I think that's the. So I said, sweet kid.
Anyway,
yeah.
Aside from whatever that was, how's the Hebrew going? Are you doing pretty well with it?
Yes, I am confident enough to say I can read Hebrew now.
That's pretty freaking awesome, bro.
Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking is. Hold on, I'll show you. Let me. I got something I can put on the screen here. Oh, well, some of these I already know. Like, damn it, this thing. Hine ha'alma hara vuyoledet bain. That would be, if you read that straight up, it would say, like, I think that's kind of a disputed word now, but behold, the young woman pregnant and to give birth son. So if you read this out in Hebrew, like the way the languages are structured, that would be a really good translations there. It would be like, look or behold, the young woman is pregnant and about to give birth to a son would be the proper sentence there.
Okay, so that's something I didn't. The about there is different. I always thought it said is, so that's new for me. Thank you.
Well, maybe it kind of can, I guess, but the word here that Yoledet means it means giving birth. So in the sense that it obviously hasn't happened yet, you would have to translate that as and about to give birth. So it means she's literally about to pop, like she's about to be in the process.
Okay, so under premise, it would be technically the same. I got you. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, that's good wording there to put it as about to give birth.
Congratulations, man. Good shit.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's been a lot of work.
I imagine, bro. I'm too old to even want to attempt it.
Yo, guess what? Gerald's back. The nigger fact's back. Gerald's back. Punch me in my sack because Gerald's back. The nigger who rapes fags is back.
Hey, dude. You really need to grow the fuck up. You got one sad little life here, buddy. So I hope one day you like actually live a good life and you can get past this ridiculous nonsense where you
I hope one day you die.
This is like funny to come up here and say this kind of shit. Anyway, grow the fuck up, you little dick.
I'm too old to try to learn it, so I commend you for doing so. I would depend on people like Josh, Dr. Josh, yourself, and others that I know that know the language, and be there to back me up when I quote something. So that's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. I don't blame you. You can go to resources and stuff. I just like to throw it in their faces when they say, it means something else in the Hebrew or whatever.
Absolutely. It's good to do so. That's a valuable resource to have, because when you read it in the original language, it changes the context of everything that you're looking at.
Oh, absolutely. And it just goes to show you that they're just straight up lying about what the fucking Hebrew says in the new Bible translations.
Yep. The most accurate one there is, and it's still, it still is not, on the exact par, but the most accurate one is the one they teach in the college, the SUV, UEV, or something like that. I can't remember all the letters, but
in ours.
And that's the one I recommend to everybody if they want to try to go to studying this stuff anyway.
Yeah, as far as a just kind of straight up translation goes, it does have its issue, but it has some really good ones. Have you ever read Genesis 1 in the NRSVUE?
I have, but it's been a minute.
Here, hold on. Tell me if this sounds a little different than normal to you. Oops. All right, so you ready? It says, when God began to create the heavens and the earth is the first line.
Yeah, that's actually the correct translation.
Well, I guess it would be sort of disputed, but yeah, as far as modern scholarship goes, that's they say that's the best way to translate it.
Yep, because everybody thinks it's the other way, of course. The traditional. When he first began, well, how's it go when he first began to create, or something like that? What do they normally say?
When God created the heavens and the earth.
Okay. Yeah, and the one that you said is the most correct. Yeah, just then.
Yeah, when God began to create the heavens and the earth. Yep. Or actually, in the beginning is what the first one says. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It says when God began to create this. My bad, I said that wrong.
Yeah, no, I had you. We was there. Just been a while since I looked into that.
I just thought that was really cool. I've heard my whole life that it's in the beginning, when that's not actually the most accurate term. That's pretty neat.
Same here. I was taught that all my life, as well as other things like Lucifer, and he was the most beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, the morning stars.
And him and Jesus and God or whoever it was up there was sword fighting and shit and
wizard duels. Anyway, Take for Truth, are you there?
Hi, hi, yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
So
are you
I
a Christian?
No, I'm not, but I do believe that Jesus Christ was someone who was a divinely inspired being, and I believe that enough of his sayings and his actions have survived to show me and show the world that he was actually defying the satanic, genocidal, racist God of the Bible.
He was saying to keep the racist, genocidal God of the Bible's laws to get to heavens, what Jesus said.
So, do you not think that, the Council of Nicaea and the people who actually authored the Bible, who were not his disciples, because I believe that every single one of his disciples was unalived except one. So the actual authors were, had never met him, and they wrote what they thought would be in the best interest of what the religion that they were creating, and then the Council of Nicaea edited it further. So those
Wait a minute,
things
you're saying all kind of wrong things. That's not the Council of Nicaea. They just debated the divinity of Jesus. They didn't write any books. That has nothing to do with the Council of Nicaea.
they excluded books, didn't they?
No.
Had nothing to do with it.
Okay, so it was whether he was man or God.
Yeah, they debated the divinity of Christ. One side was debating he was a man, one side debating he was God. And the ultimate conclusion they reached after much fighting and deliberation was he's both.
Yeah, the Trinity come out of that as well.
Yeah, so the Trinity doctrine, the word Trinity never existed, so that came from them. So it was still a manufacturing of sorts, wasn't it? But I believe that in spite of all of
so why would you think he's divine if you know the authors are just lying about him?
No, I didn't say he was divine. I said he was divinely inspired. So I
Yeah, I
think that
mean, so
he,
why would you think that?
because there's enough of what he has said that has survived in spite of
Like
the,
what?
so love thy neighbor as yourself,
That,
which
that's
goes
Levitic
totally,
law.
it's not, because that was only
It is.
applied.
It's in Leviticus chapter 19.
Yes, he's
Okay,
correct.
so what does it say in Leviticus?
It says, love your neighbor as yourself.
But they were referring to only themselves, not, so, they were Hebrews or Israelites.
He
They were
was
This one,
still
referring,
Jesus didn't say that. Leviticus did. Jesus just
yeah,
repeated it.
and he's still referring to the people of Israel. No one outside. Jesus is still referring to the people of Israel. No one else.
but then he does go beyond that, doesn't he? So Jesus does go beyond when he also says, when he includes the Gentiles.
He doesn't.
So
Jesus specifically told them, "Do not go into the way of the Gentiles."
so at
Paul
one
goes
point,
to the Gentiles.
yeah. So
The
at one
only
point,
thing
Jesus said,
Jesus himself says about everybody is greet everybody. That's all he ever says. He says
so
even pagans greet people, so we should be doing that too. But that's the only thing he says that includes like everybody.
So, for example, when he tells the Pharisees and the Sadducees that they are the synagogue of Satan, he's basically calling out the corruption of the message and the corruption of the leadership, the religious
Yeah, he called
leadership.
them hypocrites because they wasn't keeping God's laws, right?
And they were basically making money, so they were worshipping money, and he was teaching them that it's
Well, he
not about
chastises
money.
them in Matthew chapter 15 for not putting their children to death like the law commands them to.
So this is where I believe that these things have been corrupted, that they have been ascribed to him, and that he must
Well,
not
how
have
do you
said
know
them. I
what was
don't
ascribed to
believe.
him and what wasn't?
I think because if you look at his general message, so on the whole, he was about being simple, humble. He did not
And
have a
keeping the law,
home.
right?
No, I mean he was also a rebel, wasn't he? So he was also saying stuff that went which is why they hated him so much. So he was going against their teachings as well.
Wait,
He
Otherwise,
was
why would
changing the law, if that's what you're talking about.
have you ever
exactly
heard?
he was
Ma'am,
changing the laws. That's right.
ma'am,
Yeah,
have
he
you
was
ever
making them
heard?
worse.
Have you ever heard of halakha?
No.
No,
It sounds
halakha is what something Jesus would have been doing. He was considered a rabbi, like other rabbis of the time.
yeah.
And what they would do, they was teaching halakha, which is their form of Torah. It's Torah their way, the way they thought Torah should be lived out in daily life. And that's what Jesus was teaching. So they call his earliest followers the followers of the way. That's the reason why they
That's
called them
right.
the followers of the way. It was because Torah was his way. That's why they called them this.
So halakha is what, like just the Torah?
Yeah, the Torah taught his way through his understanding.
Right, through his understanding. So I believe that he probably took, because you can read the Bible and there are, some, not very many, good bits. So maybe, he focused on those because I believe the Bible is a concoction of lots of different writings and religions, and so there's some good and some not, and some very, very, very evil stuff in there. I don't know if you've heard of the Emerald Tablets. There's a huge amount, and then there's also the Egyptian. I think it's called the Egyptian laws, where there's so instead of 10 laws, there's about 30. The 10 commandments are taken from them, but in the 10 commandments it says, "Thou shalt not do this and thou shalt not do that." In the Egyptian law, it's the affirmative. It says, you shall do this and you shall do that. So the opposite. So,
hmm
just 1 second. Um, Yeah, so it's basically a plagiarization of lots of other material that was available. And then the Bible also was supposedly written by Moses, which is 2,500 years after the whole Genesis process would have started. So it was supposed to have been passed down orally. All of that.
Right. So why would you believe any of this? It sounds like you agree it's just a bunch of nonsense.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that. I believe it's a complete fantasy.
Yeah, but you said you think Jesus is divinely inspired or something.
But Jesus, I believe, came down at that time to these awful
Came down
people.
from where?
Or was just born. I mean, sent as in born, right, rather than came
Sent
down.
by who?
I believe by God, by not the Yahweh God of the Bible, because the Yahweh God of the Bible is evil, but
So
the
what
real
exactly
God.
are you talking about? Because I'm vastly confused.
Okay, so as I said, I just believe that Jesus himself, the person, the being, he was good, and he was.
And why would you think that? What are you basing that on?
Because there is enough there to show that.
Enough where?
In the New Testament.
So you do believe the New Testament?
No, and the New Testament is written, as I said, by people who.
I'm so confused. Do you believe it or not?
You don't have to believe 100% something or not believe 100% something.
Okay,
so
well, how did the parts you do believe, how did you get to the parts that those are true?
Just 1 second. I'm going to have to go. Sorry, got someone at the door.
Just a side note to that piece real quick, apostate, to people that may not know. The word inspired to those people would have been totally different than what it is to us. We are inspired by Betty Crocker to bake a cake, so it doesn't mean the same thing. And the word inspired meant life-giving. It extended their life in some way. A pair of shoes or sandals would have been inspired because it would enable them to walk further. So this is how they understood the word inspire in their time.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I just don't understand. She thought Jesus was divine and sent by somebody, but not who the Bible said it was, and the good parts were what she believed. It's a little strange. Geiger counter is a little.
Let's go. Let me pick this one out. That's a little nugget I could use. Let me get that one.
Right. Yeah, that one sounds good. I think I believe that one. That one's good.
Without knowing anything of the piece that they're pulling out, because if they understood where most of this come from, that's just like love your neighbor. She had no clue. He's pulling that from Leviticus.
Right. Yeah. That they never know that. Some of them actually know that. It's just interesting to me that they say you're not under the law, then they quote Levitic law as the best of all the laws, and then say you're not under the law.
Everybody, even including some really, really smart, believing people that I associate with, even they argue with me that Jesus is teaching something different. I'm like, no, he's a Second Temple Jew. He is a Second Temple Jewish man. He's not teaching anything different in the way that you're thinking. Now, he is teaching differently, but still under a Jewish pretense. It's not coming out of Judaism, bro. I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah, this one, well, shit, you can barely see it. Anyway, it says down here because of the comments, but it says, Beloved, I am writing to you with no new commandment, but an old commandment. This is like literally saying the new commandment's actually an old commandment. There is no new commandment. Silly.
Yep.
Anyway,
and these guys are extremely smart that I was picking up on the believing side. But some of them argue with me on this. I'm like, that's fine. You can keep them. I'm not trying to hurt you or anything. I'm just, this is just a fact, man. He's not teaching anything like He's not teaching Christianity, if that's what you think, bro. That's not what he's doing. Paul ain't even doing that. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Paul's on.
Paul's on
anyway.
He's on a personal mission apostate. He is the new John the Baptist, baby. He's laying the groundwork for Jesus' return.
I didn't think it was coming.
Oh man, it's been a pleasure
anyway,
hollering at you.
I guess
bro.
I'm on. Yeah, have a good one, man.
Yeah, man. Keep up the good work, man, and live your life to the fullest. We only got one.
I'll do what I can. Unfortunately, I have to spend it up here arguing with crazy people. Whatever. Anyway. So yeah, I think it's about time for me to jump off here today. I did an extra, this is almost 3.5 hours. That's really long for me. So we put in some work today. It was a good episode. We talked to lots of people. Didn't really get a good argument out of anybody. But I guess we're kind of used to that. Actually, oh, never mind. I was going to say that was... All right, guys. I will catch you all on tomorrow. I think I'm planning on doing a little bit longer one tomorrow, too. Anyway, you know how we do it. Fuck MAGA, fuck Trump, fuck slavery, fuck Christian nationalists, and the horse that they rode in on. But not really the horse. We're not God. We don't hamstring horses just because the enemy rode them, because we love animals. And we love justice. And that's why we do that. So anyway, yeah, fuck them. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow, guys. So peace out. And if you follow my YouTube channel, or the Apostate Ape, I put these replays on there every day, so you can catch the show that you missed there if you missed anything. So make sure you hit me up on my YouTube channel as well and catch the replays. But guys, peace out. Much love. Peace in the Middle East.